Hello
Your
and
line low.
hello and
Please
welcome
tell the
everybody
stream.
to the new health conversation. And I want to talk right away to the sensors. We've had problems in the last week where you shut down my live. I think there were three huge misunderstandings. Misunderstanding number one, you said there are harmful substances on here that may hurt the viewers. Nothing could be farther from the truth for the sensors. The only thing we ever quote from are peer-reviewed human trial medical studies published and in the public domain. They've been scrutinized at the highest levels in the world with the most extensive medical research ever done. There were no substances. The only thing that the researchers used was food, real food. People actually get a grocery list. That's number one. Number two, it is not a diet. In no way is it a distorted diet. In no way does it impact body images. It has nothing to do with that at all. These are medical results showing what happens when you're able to help your own body remove chemicals from the body. The bloating in the body disappears. It has nothing to do with body shaming, nothing to do with anything like that. Number three, when we direct people to go to the website, there are no products on the website. We have no products. We don't sell any products. We're researchers. We're bringing real medical proof to the audiences that they get to see for themselves. And everything we talk about is in the public domain. So as far as the three things that you had, had issue with, we want to clear that up to make sure there's no misunderstanding, because when you interrupt our live, it hurts people that really want this information. So hopefully that will help avoid any misunderstandings that we've had in the past. Well, hello, Francia. Hello, Mary Collins. Hello, Winnie. Hello, Rayar. Hello, John. Hello, Kenny. Yes, so read the caption. She safely dropped 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days without dieting, no starving, a natural detox utilizing food. There are no products, a revolutionary new way of eating, and she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise. She's kept it off for 9 years, and these results are published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. There is nothing like this on social media. Again, for the censors, the only thing we're teaching people is exactly what they did in the medical trials, from the foods they eat to exactly what they did, which was a detox. It is not a diet. This has nothing to do with dieting. The weight loss is like a sort of a bonus when people are able to detoxify their body. So I want all of you to understand that. So again, let's go over it again. She safely dropped 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days, no dieting of any kind, no starving, a natural detox with real food, and a revelation new way of eating, which is very important. We're going to teach you all that in a moment. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass despite not being allowed to exercise, and she's kept it off for 9 years, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Now, it's to exercise. Why didn't they let her exercise? Because otherwise you would have said, oh, well, she lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, the researchers isolated exercise. Now, you certainly can exercise if you want to, but I want to read to you from just one big study from UCLA about this whole concept of, see, what we're going to do today, we're going to prove to you there's no diet out there that works long term. And none of it's our opinion. As a matter of fact, most of the big studies now say 2/3 of everybody on every diet, whether it's keto, paleo, Mediterranean, intermittent fasting, carnivore, none of what it is, 2/3 end up gaining more weight than they lost. And diet and exercise, here's what they said. This is from UCLA study. Diets and exercise ineffectiveness parallels all diets. Like nearly every dieting method, combining diet and exercise proves unsuccessful for long-term weight loss. So that's another reason why the research has eliminated exercise altogether. Now, you certainly can exercise for cardiovascular, but it's not going to speed up how much weight you lose on this. It's just that you're going to be in better shape from a cardiovascular state, which is a really good thing. So don't think we're against exercise, because we're not. I did not invent this. We're the researchers. We're bringing you the research, okay? But I want you all to understand. Okay, Ayla, well, yeah, exactly, because of the lactic acid. Valerie Wilson, hello. Sunshine Smile, Tal, Family Serving, BBM, Supermom. And again, back to the sensors. I'm just doing this, everyone, because they interrupted my live a couple times last week because it was a huge misunderstanding. I want you to understand, and the sensors understand, there are no substances. This is strictly based on food, organic, about 30% of it that you buy from your grocery store locally, but the other 70% of the food, here's what makes this work. We have nothing, we don't have anything to sell. There are no products, okay? The other 70% of the foods come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, and some of them, or the nutrients anyway, come from these blue zones where people have been 100 years old, nobody's overweight, hardly anybody ever gets sick. And that's what this is based on, what they learned in working with those people in those areas. I know this will sound crazy to all of you. This is so dramatic, and weight loss is sort of the booby prize in a sense. But most men and women on this with no exercise are losing the kind of weight in 4 days that would take you 6 weeks on a diet. Well, look at her. Again, do the math. She lost 5 pounds a week. How many of you are struggling to lose a pound a week? This is the answer. No question. It's completely safe. Why do I say it's safe? Because it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. You get published in a medical journal, it's what's called irrefutable medical proof. Or, unfortunately, or fortunately for us, like no drug ever gets approved without being published in a peer-reviewed human trial study. And many times the human trial study, which is the last line of defense, rejects the drug, because what they claim in their workup to going to the scrutiny of a peer-reviewed study proved to be unhealthy. This is the healthiest thing. Again, let me repeat something. This is the most advanced medical research that's ever been done on health, on nutrition, and weight loss. Notice, health is the first thing. This is about improving your health. It's not about a diet, about losing weight. That happens to be a side benefit. The main reason to do this is massively increase your own, what's called your health potential. In the studies, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides came down dramatically. The diabetics on this, they had to cut their meds by 50% in 30 days. There's so many benefits to this. It is not a diet at all. Again, back to the sensors. We're not teaching people how to be on a diet. It's not about the weight loss. It's about detoxing the human body. So let me ask all of you a question right away. Number one, anybody put in the chat, do you believe we're living in a toxic world? Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, we're toxic because we're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals. And as those come in, and the chemicals, some of them are poisons like herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon that every one of us, including every one of you, you're storing inside what's called your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is the fat around your organs. And that's causing, as the body forces in the poison, the fat cells expand. That's why you all complain about bloating. It has nothing to do with body image. It's strictly a medical warning sign that you're storing chemicals inside your fat cells. Again, another big myth. Don't let anybody ever tell you burn fat on a diet or an exercise. It's just not true. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and your fat cells expand or contract. That's it. You're being lied to when people are telling you, well, you're going to burn fat on this diet, or you're going to burn fat at the gym, get on the treadmill and run. Nonsense, 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 total nonsense. We bring you only medical proof. We only quote from medical journals, peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, both showing you this solution and showing you the real truth about diets. Like even Harvard Medical School, I have it right here. Stop counting calories. Here's what Harvard Medical School said about counting calories, which you're all doing. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to count what's in the food, not how much food you're consuming. And Harvard, and these research had nothing to do with Harvard, so don't get misconstrued and think I'm saying that Harvard invented this, because they didn't. But it was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the whole world. Also, as we get people coming on, if you want to tap on the screen, if you like the content, please tap on the screen. Let's get all kinds of hearts going. Let's get a tremendous amount of energy here, at least on a Sunday morning in the United States. And I know this podcast goes all over the world because we get people from all over the world that want to do the same thing. We have 2.5 billion people worldwide, by the way, and 1 billion of those are clinically obese. Do you think we got a problem out of 8 billion people? In the United States, according to Johns Hopkins Medical School study, predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese, and 50% will be pre-diabetic or diabetic in 4 years. Do you really think whatever diet you're on now actually works? We're not arguing with you on the fact you can lose weight on any diet out there. But that comes down to what kind of weight are you actually losing? Would it shock you to know on all the diets and all the analysis that 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any diet is your lean muscle mass? And when you lose lean muscle mass, what your body has to do, because it's so inefficient to use your muscles for fuel, it slows down your metabolism. That's why you plateau. That's why you're gaining all the weight back. But worse, you probably didn't know this, when you lose lean muscle, you slow down your own immune system. That's why, for example, when someone has cancer and you see them wasting away, they're losing their lean muscle mass and they're inhibiting their own immune system. Sadly, I can talk to this. My younger brother in 2011 was diagnosed with kidney cancer. He was 6'4". in the 8 months from diagnosis until he passed away. When he passed away, he weighed 115 pounds. I saw what muscle wasting does. To a lesser extent, when you go on a diet, you're losing lean muscle mass. And it's not like you come off the diet and you can gain it right back. The experts say that for every pound of lean muscle you lose, it takes you almost a year to recover. So let's say you lost 20 pounds on a diet. If 40% is lean muscle, that means 8 pounds of lean muscle. And that's why you never recover from you go on a diet, you gain weight, you lose the weight, you gain it all back, and then you go to a new diet. But you've never regained the lean muscle. So you keep, actually, the more diets you do, the worse off you are. I have a big study that actually says that right here. It says the science behind why diets don't work. It says the more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. That's what all the research is saying. Yet, what are we doing? Counting calories, paleo, keto, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, this ridiculous time-restricted eating, which is nothing more than a scheme. Do you know the results on that are no different than just a diet where you eat in 10, 12, 14 hours, whatever you want to do? It's a gimmick, a gimmick, a gimmick. But look around America, everybody. If any of these diets were working, how could we be looking in 4 years at 86% of Americans being overweight or obese in just 4 years? So I'm sure you're all curious, how in the world did she do? How did she do this? How is it even possible? So I'd love, keep tapping on that screen. Let's get some likes. Come on, share this with your friends. Let your friends know this podcast is live. It's not an infomercial. It's not pre-recorded. I'm not AI. I'm real. It's 7:54 in Denver, Colorado on the 2nd of November. Is it, what am I talking about? Not November. Or is it? Is it November? I lost a month. What? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's, yeah, I know it's November 2nd. Wow, we got Thanksgiving in about 3.5 weeks. Crazy. Anyway, so what I'd like to do before I start is, well, I've already started. First of all, let me introduce myself, okay? I'm not just some guy. And I'm not trying to tell you to impress you, but I want to impress upon you. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on public broadcasting. I've been interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America and did over 1,500 live lectures around the world. I've spoken in hospitals and universities and towns. They even flew me to China. And I also was a keynote at Autism One in Chicago, 2 years in a row, the largest autism conference in the world. So I'm not just some person up here just talking. And everything that I'm sharing with you, and also for the censors, is only from these 10 published peer reviewed. So this protocol passed the scrutiny of not 1 or 2 or 3 medical journals, 10. Unheard of. There's nothing else. As a matter of fact, I will challenge any of you, show me anybody on social media you're following with 1 peer-reviewed human trial study, with 1 shred of medical evidence. Not an anecdote, not they're writing on a whiteboard, not I'm telling you, and with all due respect, I see MDs and PhDs and health coaches and all these people, they're all saying the same damn thing. Calories in, calories out. We'll show you a different way to cut calories. Nonsense, total rubbish. Rubbish. I mean, even Medicare, everybody. Let me read this to you. Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diet's not the answer. Our research has reviewed long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. Medicare, in summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. What are you all doing? Why? Because that's all we had available to us until today, until you're on this podcast. So what's the answer? I'm going to explain it to you in just a moment. So first of all, to give you the answer, Deb, I would like the whole protocol. Can you tell me where to find it? I'm ready. Okay, Deb, let me explain it to you first, and then I'll explain to you where you can find it, okay? First of all, there's no products involved. It's food. It was invented, Deb, and everybody else by the top. You ready for this? The top health, nutrition, weight loss researchers in the world who had done 100 studies, 40 years. They were paid to analyze diets. Sadly, in 40 years, they never found a diet where people lost weight, kept it off. And like Medicare said, 2/3 of their people gained more weight than they lost. So they said, something's terribly wrong. We got to look for something different. So what they did, they looked at the research being done on these blue zones. You probably have all heard of these, where people live about 100 years old, no one's overweight, and hardly anybody ever gets sick. And what they found were 3 things that they used to create this. Number 1, the people in those areas ate much smaller portions of food But number two, high amounts of nutrition in the food they ate. And number three, they did a detox about every 3 months. So let's pause right there for just 1 second. Do you, Deb, do you all believe we're living in a toxic world and all of us are toxic? Now, first of all, what does it even mean? It means that we know medically, it's not up for debate. We're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals, some of which are poisons, herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardant. And your brain, when it sees those things, freaks out to protect us, takes those chemicals, those poisons, and stuffs them inside our visceral fat. That's why the bloating. So this has nothing to do with body image. This is a medical warning sign in your body. As that fat is appearing, your body is storing, stuffing those chemicals inside those fat cells. And no amount of exercise, no sit-ups, crunches, diets, no. And you do never, ever, ever have burned a fat cell in your lifetime. Your fat cells expand or contract. You have the same number where you're born with, the same number you die with. So the researchers, when they put this together, said, okay, we're going to follow as closely as you can what they're doing in the blue zone. So the first thing they did for you, they put together a food list that you would literally get and take to your grocery store. But it would represent, people say, how expensive is it? Let me finish. If you took your month's worth of food, took 30% of that, and you go to your grocery store to buy proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts, there's no calorie counting on this. You get serving sizes. So if it's protein, how many ounces? If it's a vegetable, is it a third or half a cup? It's all laid out in our coaches. By the way, the coaching on this, listen to this. You get a free consultation and the coaching is 100% free. We all got coached. And thank God we have all these people that have gone on and had amazing results and said, look, we'd like to help other people and coach them. Because less than 50% of this is what you're going to eat. The other 50% is how you're going to consume it. In a new way of eating, everybody, called protein pacing. That's what they invented. They got a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. You can look it up, Google it. So this is revolutionary. This is a diet. This is not a diet. As a matter of fact, this is long term. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. She's kept it off for over 9 years. So what did they do? First thing they did was she got the grocery list. She went to the store and got the groceries. But that's only 30% of what she spent on money and the amount she was going to consume. What about the other 70%? Here's what makes this work. These researchers had found other researchers had gone for 20 years to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food, which is what allows your body to detox. We'll get into that in just a second. So now they had the foods. You got it? 30% from your grocery store, that's all you're going to spend. The other 70% of your money goes towards these exotic foods. We have nothing to sell. So on our website, there's no products, nothing, because it's food, okay? Then what they did, they mirrored this kind of eating that they're doing in these zones. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. You heard me, 4 meals. Starting with these exotic foods around the world that the researchers have called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint, which is the only thing your body cares about. Let me pause again. Did you know your human body has no idea what a calorie is? Your body's never counted a calorie. You've never in your lifetime ever been hungry for calories. The only thing you could ever be hungry for is nutrition. And the downfall of all these diets, here's a diet. You reduce the amount of food you're consuming. But what else are you reducing? Nutrition. When your brain figures out there's not enough nutrition, which keeps you alive by running your organs, the brain freaks out, turns your muscles into fuel, and slows down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. You know I'm true. You've yo-yoed before. You've seen your friends do it. It doesn't matter what the hell diet you've ever done, pardon my French. You gain all the weight back and more ultimately. And it's very frustrating. So now you look for a new diet, especially this time of year. You're wondering, what new diet are they going to come out with for 2026? Go to Barnes & Noble. Look at how many diets we have. If any of those worked, why would we need a new one? Every year, it's a new approach. Now it's the shots, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, so 5 days a week, she was having 4 meals a day, starting with the world's most perfect meal, lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meal nutritionally. Now, when they talk about that, what do they mean? They mean that unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, these foods from these regions contain over 400 nutrients. Did you hear me? 400. So you're flooding your body with massive amounts of nutrition, which is the only thing the body cares about. Guess what? You're not hungry. We have people weighing 500 pounds doing this and not hungry. But that's only 5 out of 7 days. What about the other 2 days? The other 2 days are the detox. And here's how the detox works. Naturally, this is your body doing this, by the way. There's no products involved. It's food and this way of eating. So 2 days a week, she had no food from the grocery store at all. only these exotic foods around the world. But this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. Diabetics in this, no one had insulin spikes. And like I said, people weighing 500 pounds weren't hungry. But they kept saying it's a detox. But how did they prove it? Well, let me give you just a quick lesson. Last night when we all went to sleep, we all, unless we ate late, absolutely detoxed every single night. It's called autophagy, when your body gets rid of the dead cells. But you must understand that you wouldn't want to eat late because digestion takes huge amounts of food. So if you ate too late and your body's digesting, there's not enough fuel left to also run your detox mechanism. So by the time you go to sleep, you've digested all your food, you're rested your digestive tract. The body, without you doing anything, turns on your detox every night, gets rid of the dead cells, which you want to get rid of every night. Okay, it's like we call it taking the garbage out. That's what happens every night. You don't have to do anything as long as you don't eat too late, right? So the researchers, what they were doing by giving her this tons of nutrition, but in really small amounts of food over the course of it was 12 to 16 hours, there was almost no digestion involved. And then they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis to prove this is removing poisons from you. That's why she shrank. She was not allowed to exercise. There were Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. Most women on this is a whole dress size in 7 days if you don't exercise. Men, 2 to 4 inches off your waist in a week. When I did this 23 years ago, I went from a 42 to a 34-inch waist in 14 days. I'm a 34-inch waist 23 years later. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, and I've kept that off. This is not a diet. It's a way of life. It's sustainable. It's not about, can we get the weight off you? That's like a joke. As a matter of fact, most men and women on this, I'll prove it to you in a moment, you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on safely. You've all heard the thing, don't lose more than a pound a week on a diet because it's unhealthy. Absolutely it is on a diet because you're losing up to 40% on any diet. You have lean muscle mass. It's proven medically. It's not something I'm making up. So what I'd like to do at this point, Teresa, I just went over it. Did you not hear me? Teresa, let me know. If you didn't hear it, I'll repeat it again. Teresa, did you just come on fast? Okay, fast. It's based on a real simple principle that the body, in order to detox every single night, you have to suspend digestion or be done with digestion. And the researchers, to prove it, had gone to these blue zones to find these people living 100 years old, no one was sick and no one was overweight, and they detoxed by consuming tremendous amounts of nutrition and very little amounts of food, which allowed the body to detox, okay? So effectively, that's what they did here. 30% of the food, Teresa, that you would consume, you'd buy from your grocery store. You'd get a grocery list, but nothing to do with calories, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You'd get serving sizes. And so 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that these researchers had found the other researchers who brought these nutrients to the world, okay? So you have the world's most perfect meal for breakfast, lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner. 2 days a week, you actually do the detox. No food from the grocery store at all, only these exotic foods around the world. This time you eat 8 times a day. You're having very little amounts of food, but huge amounts of nutrition. And then your body can detox naturally. Now, how do they know it? Because they did blood, stool, that it's a detox. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving this is removing poisons from the body, herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardants. They were all storing, including you, Teresa, in your body, in your visceral fat. The reason people complain to us about the bloating on their body, it's your body telling you you're storing poisons inside your fat cells, and those fat cells, to accommodate the poison, are expanding. Does that make sense, all of you? As a matter of fact, it's so dramatic that most women on this with no exercise lose a whole dress size in 7 days. Men, 2 to 4 inches off their waist. So Teresa, that's about as fast as I could do it. But the good news is, Teresa, here, I'm going to answer your question right now, everybody. You go to the New Health Conversation. Hold on. Conversation, and these exotic foods are not available in your grocery store, and we don't sell them either. What we do is, if you go to the website, number one, we won't, there it is right there for you, the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website. There's nothing to buy. Censors, there's no products. We don't have any products to sell. What's there is the medical proof, and if you like what you see, you scroll down. This will blow your mind. You get a free consultation. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coaching? $0. We all got coached, because you've never done anything like this before. It's not just about, here's the food list, because 30% you need the food list for your grocery store, When I say 30%, that's all of what you bought last month or ate. Only 30% will come from your grocery store, even if it's organic, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70% comes from these other researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food that you would consume. That's why it works. All of that's available. So if you go to the New Health Conversation, you scroll down and it says free consultation. It also says, now not to get confused, it says a 100% money back guarantee. To clarify, 30%, take your total food budget. All you're going to need to spend is 30% at your grocery store. That leaves 70% that you're going to buy these other exotic foods from around the world. Those researchers who you buy 70% of your food from, they will give you 100% of your money back guarantee in the first 30 days. I'm not kidding you. So if you go there and decide you want, now remember, if you go to the website, we do not contact you. Absolutely not. The only way we'll contact you is if you contact us. And it's all free. We all got coached and we're doing, look, the New Health Conversation is a movement. There's no products. There's not a company. It's a movement. And what's happening is people are going on this, having incredible results, life-changing in many cases, and they're saying, look, I'd like to help somebody else. So we're blessed. We have a lot of coaches from people that have had life-changing results, and then they decide they want to be a coach and help everybody else. There's nothing like this on the planet, everybody. Yes, it's available in the UK. Absolutely. Let me tell you the countries it is available in. The United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, and the EU, the whole EU. Nowhere else in the world is, I have nothing to do with that. That's the researchers, those are the only outlets or their ability to ship to those areas. So it's not available in Africa, it's not available in the Caribbean, it's not available in South America, it's not available in Southeast Asia. Sorry. If you live in those areas, there's nothing, we have no products to sell you. We don't control the products. We have no supplies. Again, for the sensors, we have no products. When we're sending them to that website, there's nothing to buy there. People come on here all the time and I ask them, I say, you went to the website, was there anything to buy? No, 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 no. We don't need to lie to you, everybody. And the reason that we're so excited about this is the only protocol in the world that's published in these major, well, I'll give you some of them, the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrients, the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the top 5 medical journals in the world. And the analysis they did of this had nothing to do with the weight loss. Let me read the title. Gut microbiome remodeling and metabolic profile improves in response to protein pacing. In case you don't know, your gut microbiome is your immune system. It is your gut. But you got to understand, to get published in one, see, each journal has their own scrutiny. In other words, they take the research and they send it out to other world-class experts that they pay to do what? Discredit what you're claiming. That's why no drug ever gets approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study. So you got to understand this, which is called protein pacing, which is a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office. It's published in 10 journals. Do you know what it's like to go through the scrutiny of 10 different journals? It'd be one thing to get in one, but 10, that's how massive. This is going to change everything. It'll make every diet obsolete. Why in the heck would you go on a diet to lose weight in 6 weeks that's so unhealthy by losing lean muscle when you can lose that kind of weight in 4 days safely and gain? She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise. And I will tell you this, Marianne, if you do sign up, you decide you want a coach once you see the medical proof, put in your WhatsApp phone number. Very important. Otherwise, we can't get a hold of you. At least the coaches can't. They all ask me, please tell anybody if they're outside of the continental United States to put their WhatsApp phone number when they fill out their inquiry that they want have a coach. Look, they'll call you, they'll email you, they'll text you, they'll FaceTime you, whatever. Normally, you'll get contacted within 24 hours. I mean, today's Sunday over here in the States, so I'm not sure you would get contacted today, but probably you get contacted tomorrow. But again, if you're outside the continental United States, it's very important that you put in a WhatsApp phone number. And if you're in any of those countries that I didn't mention, in other words, if you're not in United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, or the EU, there's no way to get it to you. I mean, I don't have anything to do with that, but they don't ship to those other areas. So you just need to know that in advance. So here's what I like to do. Are the foods available in our normal grocery stores? Marianne, only 30%. 30% is available, and you get a grocery list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts, Marianne, very important, serving sizes. The other 70%, no, it's not available. These other researchers, they would ship it to you, and those are the ones that come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And then we teach you how to consume it. Because Marianne, it's not, as well, you all get this. Okay, you can have ingredients, but if you don't have a recipe, what are you going to make? A mess, probably, okay? The recipe for this, how you do it, when you do it, what the quantities are, that's all laid out for you in something called the Blueprint Success. This is what they used in the medical trials, and this is, they gave it to the patients. So the yellows are daily videos from the researchers explaining it's safe, here's what it's doing for you inside, etc. And the coaches, and you have a live coach. Understand, you have a live coach. They'll call you, text you every day if you need it be. If you just need support, if you want somebody to talk to, they're there to do it because someone did it for them. So this is really the biggest pay it forward movement since the movie. And the New Health Conversation, which I started as one person 23 years ago, we've now helped, you ready for this, everybody? Well, we know at least 500,000 people, but we think closer to 700,000 people in 23 years. This is not a gimmick. It's not a joke. You could change, and keep in mind, it's sustainable for the rest of your lives. All the people I'm showing you have kept it off for at least 9 years because that's when they were in the studies 9 years ago. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, or 20 kilos for my friends in the EU. In 7 weeks, I've kept it off for 23 years. 23 years, everybody. So what I'd like to do, again, asthma, you go to the website, you look at the medical proof, you scroll down, you get a free coach, they give you the grocery list, and they show you how to buy those not from them. We have nothing to sell. There's nothing to buy from us. Again, sensors. We have no products. There are no products involved. There are no substances. This is based on food. But those exotic foods, they'll show you how to buy them. But you have to understand, that's not it. It's not a matter of, okay, here's the grocery list. Even if you could buy those other foods in your grocery store, which you can't, now how do you take them? The key to this is what's called protein pacing, which is a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. It's about how much you eat, when you eat, the sequencing. It's everything. Look, it took them 40 years to figure this out. 40 years, 100 studies by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world. Not me. I had nothing to do with it. We're bringing you the information. We're making you aware. And if you can go to this, here's the website for all of you. Again, I'm going to type it in the bottom. The New Health Conversation. And it's free. And again, if you go to that website, everybody, we're not going to contact you. Don't think you're going there and we're going to call you. We don't do that. We're giving you the medical proof at your own time, your own pace, that you can see it. Yes, Elise, I'm live. So again, the New Health Conversation, all of you, Elise or any of you that are tuning in, you can go to that website. We will not contact you. The only way we'll contact you is if you scroll down, you get a free coach, free consultation. They'll reach out to you. But we're not going to do it. This is not some trick. It's not some marketing scheme because we don't have any products to sell you. We give you the grocery list to go to your grocery store. You're buying from the grocery store and from these other researchers. And then we teach you how to do it. So here's what I'd like to do. And good, we've got almost 2,000 likes already, and I've only been on 33 minutes. So again, if you like what you're hearing, if you like the content, tap, 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 tap. But while we're waiting, let me just show you a few other people. Now, what's so crazy about this, you're looking at this going, oh my God, that's unhealthy. No, it's not. A diet is unhealthy, and they tell you don't lose more than a pound, which would be about a half a kilo a week, because what you're losing, and we know this on diets, guess what you're losing? 25 to 40% of the actual pounds or kilos, kilos, is your lean muscle mass. It's not up for debate. Every study shows it. Every study. And every study's saying that 2/3 of all of you, whatever diet you're on right now, you're going to weigh more than you did when you started. You don't have to believe me. It's not my opinion. What are you doing? My gosh, you're wasting precious time. You get one life. You get one swing at this. Why would you be waiting? At least go and look at the medical proof. At least do that for yourselves. And we're not forcing you. We have nothing to sell you. We're going to show you how to buy food from these two sort of grocery stores. One's virtual and one's real. And then we coach you for free. Where's the other shoe? Where's the gimmick? Where's the catch? There's no catch. The catch is, are you open enough to at least explore? And again, that you're going to see peer-reviewed human trial medical studies published, peer-reviewed. Top researchers in the world prove this is real. It's safe, and it's food and a new way of eating. I know it sounds too simple. You're going, oh, that's too simple. That can't. There's got to be a catch. There's no catch. Do you deserve? Do you honestly right now? Do you think you're at your maximum health capacity? I know some of you are going to the gym and you're working out. Don't get fooled, because there's a new term now called normal weight obesity for people that think they're fit. When you go to an MRI and you find them on the brain, kidney, liver, heart, etc., this white halo, this toxic fat, you are storing poisons inside your body. No gym, lifting weights, resistance training removes any toxins from your body at all. Zero. Never, ever been proven. And does nothing to lower inflammation. So it's up to all of you. You can do it or you can't do it, all right? Again, let's get some more taps on that screen. We're stuck at 1,998. I know we can do way, way better than that. So what I'd like to do next, for those that would like to know, if you'll tell me, put in the chat, are you male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, and I'll tell you how quickly you can lose the weight. And I'm going to give you the low numbers. But let me show you, before you do that, let me show you a few other people. So this is really pretty, this is the norm, I'd say. 5 pounds, 2.5 kilos to 5 pounds a week. She lost, you can see, 21 pounds, that's 10 kilos, 38 inches in just 30 days. The thing I want you to pay attention to on day one, look at the bloating. That's not body image. That's a medical indication she's storing chemicals in her body. And then look at day 30. That's with no exercise. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. And then Julie, now this is extreme, everybody. I'm not going to tell you you're going to lose this kind of weight this fast, but she did. 35 pounds at 17.5 kilos in 37 days. But one thing I want to impress upon you, look at her whole body shrank by detoxification. It's not a diet. It's not about body image. She's so much healthier by being able to shrink, because her body was pulling these poisons outside of those fat cells that it expanded to house the chemicals that you're all storing right now in your bodies. Who thinks it's a good idea to store poison inside of you because you're doing nothing about it on keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time restricting, the shots? I don't care what it is. No medical proof ever proven you remove a gram of poison from your body until now. And then let's look at a diabetic, 65-year-old man. Wait till you all see this. 40.8 pounds, 20 kilos, 52 inches in 30 days. Now, why are the inches so important? And the inches, they're measuring their neck, stomach, chest, all kinds of points across the body. Because those inches are proving you're detoxing, you're literally shrinking. And notice when even though there's no loose skin. Or when you look at Julie, it's even a better example. That's 35 pounds gone, released. Look at how much she shrank. Where's the loose skin? Aha, the difference is when you go on a diet and you're losing 25 to 40% of your muscle mass, the muscle mass supports the rest of your tissue. Well, when you're losing up to 40% of your lean muscle mass on any diet, you're losing the structure. Then you have you call it bloating or the loose skin. It has nothing to do cosmetically. It has nothing to do with body image. It's literally, you've got to understand, everyone, it's what your body's doing. The only thing it can do to protect you from these poisons, unless you think it's a good idea to have poison in your body, because you all do. Now, you can get mad at me, you can argue with me, but you can't argue with the science. The science is the science. And the science is saying, effectively, if you look at the science, you'd be out of your mind to be on any diet that you're on right now. I don't care if it's keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, Cornish zone, lose weight for your blood type, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers. They did an analysis on all those diets. I got the study right here done in the Journal of the American Medical Association. The title was Comparison of Weight Loss Among Named Diet Programs. They looked at 48 different studies, 7,286 people, 12 months. And they name all the diets. They're right here: keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, fasting, Cornish zone, blood type, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem. On some of the diets, in 12 months, people only managed to lose net 11 pounds. The most amount of weight anybody lost was 16 pounds in a year, and 25 to 40% of what they lost was lean muscle mass. Exactly what I've been saying. Look at her. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days. Now, that's extreme. If you lost half of that, wouldn't you be very excited? Just like Kristen over here, 21 pounds in a month, and she only had 30 pounds to lose. That's why I like showing that picture so much. She only had 30 pounds to lose. And you can see up here, there it is again. She safely dropped 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days. No dieting, no starving, natural detox using real food and a revolutionary way of eating. She's She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. She's kept it off for 9 years. And as I've been saying over and over again, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Aren't you curious a little bit? Or are you going to stick to your guns and stay on keto or paleo or time-restricted eating or Cornish or carnivore or whatever it is, macro counting? None of it works. None of it works long term. I mean, I read to you before from Medicare. Let me do it again. Medicare search for obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. And our researchers studied the outcomes of long-term calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. Medicare, in summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. Hearing this knowledge, this proof, why would you stay on a diet? Why wouldn't you at least go explore the website? Why wouldn't you absolutely go to the website, right? So I would say this, if you would like, you tell me you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this and keep it off. How does that sound to everybody? And again, let me put the website another time in the bottom here, the new health conversation. Come on, doesn't anyone, and we're stuck at 1998. Come on, can we get a few more taps to get to 2000 and beyond? We've been 41 minutes on this. Who else would like to ask me a question? Or if you tell me, I need to know if you're male or female, your current height and your current weight, and I'll tell you how rapidly. You wouldn't believe how much weight you can lose between now, let's say, in a month even, or in 4 days, or in a week. I don't know why you're all so shy or reluctant, unless you think it's fake, it's Photoshop, it's not real, whatever you think. But the thing that separates this from everything, these results are published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's not an opinion that I'm giving you. And I defy any of you to show me anybody you're following, any diet, any doctor, any PhD, whatever, that has one shred of medical evidence except for us. We're the only ones in the world with medical proof. So again, we're stuck at 1998. Can we get some taps on that screen to get some likes going for me? Show me that you like the information. If you don't, okay, you're on the wrong podcast. Then go count calories, follow the people that are giving you bad information. They have bad information. That's the problem. They really think that the way to lose weight is calorie reduction or energy reduction or diet and exercise. You just look around America and you can tell it's a miserable failure. Go to Barnes & Noble today and look at how many different diets we have and ask yourself a question. If any of those diets work, why do we have all these diets over all the grapefruit diet and the South Beach diet and the celebrity diet and the athlete diet and the whatever it is, right? It's not a matter of can you do it. It's a matter of do you have the right methodology? Do you have the right technology to release the weight once and for all and keep it off? Because this is not a diet. It's not like a start and a finish. It's the finish is you can do it for the rest of your life. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So again, who would like to tap on the screen and give us some more likes if you like it? If you don't tap, if you don't like it, if you don't think it's real, then go someplace else. But again, I'm asking anyone who would like to do it, if you'll tell me your current height, male or female, and you'll tell me your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. Whoever would like me. Teresa, main interior, who else? Asthma, Ricardo, any of you that would like. Again, are you male or female? How tall are you? What your current weight is, and how much you actually weigh currently. So who would like to ask me a question, or who would like to give me? Oh, here we go. Lizzie, I'm 5'6", I'm 185. Okay, Liz, we would want for you to be about 140, minimum 140. Actually, probably 135. But let's go with 140. It's a nice round number, 45 pounds. Lizzie, get ready. In the first 4 days, you're going to lose, at that weight, you're going to lose about 6 pounds in 4 days. By Thanksgiving, you'll be 165. And literally by Christmas, you'll probably be 145. And by the first or second week in January, you'll easily be 140 or below. Lizzie, put in the chat, how excited would you be about those results? They're proven medically. Well, you can see right there. She lost 30 pounds in 30 days, and she only had 30 pounds to lose. You have 10 pounds more. So I'm being super conservative. But honest to gosh, Lizzie, tell me how you'd feel if on Christmas you're at 145 or 140 even. Tell me. That would be wonderful, right? And do you understand, Lizzie, it's not a diet. Do you understand there's no products? You're buying food and a completely new way of eating. But the number one reason to do this, Lizzie, is detoxification. I didn't share this with everybody, but you, Lizzie, and me, and everybody in the world, they all suffer from this new medical syndrome called TDOS, all of you. The T is for the toxic chemicals that we're ingesting on a daily basis. And they're allowed to do that because we don't have enough nutrition. We don't have enough fuel in our body to make the natural detox mechanism in our body, which we all have, to remove these poisons, causing us to be overweight stress. It's a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office. Now, I'm not trying to impress you, but I want to impress upon you. Who invented it? Peter Greenlaw. Who's that? Oh, that's me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that everybody in the world has. So I'm not just some person up here talking, but everything that I rely on is medical proof, medical research, not opinions, not hyperbole, not celebrity endorsements, not movie stars, nothing but pure medical proof. And that's what's so exciting about this, Lee. So Lizzie, do you understand you can go to the website? Here it is right here, the new. And this website is free to go to. There's no products there. Health Conversation. I'm typing it in for you, Lizzie, and everybody else. If you go to the website, the only thing on there is the medical proof. But Lizzie, if you like what you see, scroll down. You get a free consultation and you get a free coach. The coaching is 100% free. The consultation's free. There's no gimmicks. There's no catches. There's no like, oh, we're going to charge you 50. No, it's free. We all got coached, and all the coaches have done it, and they volunteered to help other people. The new health conversation, Lizzie, which is what I started, is a movement. We've helped between, well, we think minimum 500,000. We think more like 700,000 people in 23 years have been impacted by this. Because what happens is, let's say you went on it, but maybe you have a sister or a cousin or a brother or a relative or significant other, and they see you do it and they want to do it. So the number is probably a lot bigger than what but we know it's a minimum of like 500,000. And so you're not an experiment. Any of you, you're not an experiment. No, thank you, Lizzie. So I invite you to go to that website. Are you clear on where to go, Lizzie? It's right above your name where you said female 56185. Give me a yes if you can. You understand that's the website you would go to for free, and we're not going to contact. Good. Okay, well, some more. We're over 2,000 now. That's great. Come on, let's get some more taps, everybody. Come on, let's get some more taps. I'm going to go for about another hour or so, hopefully, if my voice holds up. So who else would like to ask me a question, or like Lizzie did, are you male or female, your height, your current weight, and I'll tell you how rapidly and safely you can lose it just like she did. And then when you look at someone, I know this will blow all of your mind. It's this, before I even show you the picture, it's the daughter of a friend of mine. It's not photoshopped, even though you think it is. Look at this, everyone. 60 pounds in 3 months. 60. And look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body. That is not photoshopped. It's not a different woman. It's the daughter of a friend of mine. But that, you think about it, it's 5 pounds a week average. You all know you get excited about a pound a week on a diet. Are you struggling with the fact you don't think this is real? Are you struggling with the fact you think maybe we Photoshop this, or it's AI, or it's a commercial? This is live. This is a live medical podcast. I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years, but I don't rely on I give you no opinions. The only thing that I ever share with you, and again with the censors, is from peer-reviewed human, there's 10 of them now, that analyzed this and endorsed it and said it's safe and it's real, and everything we're claiming is in the medical proof. And you all get to go see the medical proof if you go to the website. So Focus Phoenix, hello. And when you say yes, are you saying yes because you believe we live in a toxic world and that we're all toxic, and probably it would be a good idea? And they have, listen, Focus Phoenix, they have the medical proof. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving that this removes poisons from us. That's why she shrank so much. This is nothing about body image sensors, nothing to do with body dysphoria, body image. It's the body telling us as the fat cells expand, which is what they do, because you cannot burn fat, anybody, never, ever. No such thing. You're born with a certain amount of fat cells, you die with a certain amount of fat cells, and your fat cells expand and contract over your lifetime. That's it. And she shrank because she's detoxing. Focused. Okay, Focused, if you don't mind, let me help you out here. How tall are you and what's your current weight? And I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. And I'm going to give you the low averages, Phoenix. Understand, I'm going to give you the low averages, okay? So how tall are you and what's your current weight? Because it's going to blow your mind. And anybody else that would like to, I'll take at least 5 to 10 people. If you tell me, are you male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly. Okay, 5'2", 205. Okay, Lizzie, at 5'2", we'd want you to be about, let's say 115. So 115 is going to be about 90 pounds. Okay, so focus. First of all, in the first 4 days, you're going to lose 6 to 8 pounds. You'll lose by Thanksgiving, you should be about 185. By Christmas, you're going to be like 165, meaning you've got about 65. So you've got 50 pounds to go. Absolutely, by the end of February, Focus Phoenix, you're going to be around 115. That's normal, what we're seeing. Because look at, do the math yourself. You're going to lose at least 5 pounds a week or more. And I'm being conservative. But tell me, how would you feel at Christmas Day? You walk in and you're like 160 pounds. When was the last time you were 160 pounds? I mean, it's just so incredible. And people are settling for these crazy diets where maybe they lose a pound a week. What about, oh my God, menopause, perimenopause? We have people with no thyroids. We have people with hypothyroidism, goiter, Hashimoto's. Oh yeah. But menopause and perimenopause, tremendous, tremendous difference. Oh, focus, by the way, focus. They were not allowed to exercise. Read the title. Look, safely 21 pounds, 38 inches, 30 days, no dieting, no starving, natural detox, real food, revolutionary way of eating, gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. No exercise, Phoenix, none, zero. Why? Because otherwise you would have said, oh, well, it's because of diet and exercise, which might discourage you from doing it. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. Focus Phoenix, how excited are you right now about this prospect to change? You're going to get to hit the do-over button. Otherwise, you're going to be doomed to do what? A diet? Keto, paleo, maybe. Tell me if I'm right, Focus Phoenix. Don't you get excited about a pound a week on diets? Any of you put it in the chat for me. Oh my God, this will help you so much. It's not going to cure menopause, of course, but it'll diminish the symptoms. Hot flashes, night sweats, fatigue, waking up, energy. Energy is the big one for most people. Women that are going through perimenopause or menopause. It's not a diet, everybody. Do you understand? The weight loss is the last thing on the agenda. It's making you as healthy as possible by doing what? Enabling your own body, your body, to remove the poisons that we're all storing inside of our fat cells. You can ignore that if you want. It's your own peril. No diet removes anything from your body. It's just so, it's so bad. Focus, here's where you go. Do you see the website right in white there, the New Health Conversation? Do you see that, Focus Phoenix? You go there. All of you are invited, by the way, to go to the website. We won't contact any of you if you go there. Why should we need to? That's the medical proof. If you like what you see, scroll down and you get a free consultation, Focus Phoenix, and you get a free coach the whole time. We all got coached. And all the coaches have had amazing results, and a lot of them come to us and say, hey, I'd like to help somebody else because someone helps me. So the New Health Conversation for everybody, it's a movement. There's no products. We don't have a company. It's medical proof, medical science that we want to share with the world. Oh, Focus, tell everybody. There's nothing to buy on that website. Please, I don't know. I didn't know she was coming on. I have no idea who Focus Phoenix is. Tell them there's nothing to buy. Don't be afraid to go to the website like we're going to contact you, because we're not. We don't do that. I don't know if you had a chance, Focus Phoenix, ready to scroll down. Look at those before and afters. They'll blow your mind. You've never, all of you, you think these before and afters are great? I don't even show them on social media because I don't want TikTok to think we're making things up. But when you go to the website and see, it's all the medical proof, everybody. There's no products to buy. And then you get a free consultation and a free coach, and they get you a grocery list you take to your grocery store. But only 30%, Focus Phoenix, or any of you, is what you buy at your grocery store. No calorie counting. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, and you get serving sizes, not calorie amounts. And the other 70% that the coaches show you, they don't buy anything from us. We don't have any products to sell. But the coaches will show you the other researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food, which is what made this work. It's never, ever been about how much food's on your plate. Do you know why all diets fail, everybody? Do you know why they fail? Pretty simple. I'll challenge any of you. Can anybody even give me the definition of a calorie? What's a calorie? because counting calories is ridiculous. Why? Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. You've never been hungry in your life for a calorie. When you go on a diet, all you're doing is reducing the amount of food you're consuming. Okay, but what else are you reducing? Nutrition. When your brain figures out there's not enough nutrition, which keeps you alive by running your organs, it turns to your muscles for fuel, slows down your metabolism, and that's why you gain all the weight back. All these people that are yakking, with all due respect, MDs and chiropractors and dietitians and nutritionists and fitness people and weight loss coaches and health coaches, they're all singing the same tune that's wrong. Out of tune, broken strings. No, no, no. Calories in, calories out is dead, finished, and buried. And you're all storing poisons inside your fat cells. How in the world do you think you're going to overcome that? And you're not going to remove them all even on this, but you're going to do something about it. You're not going to just sit there and let the... We're breathing in the fumes from the coal-fired power plants in China from 2 weeks ago, right now. The lithium, the mercury, the cadmium, etc. Wake up, everybody. This is really what's happening. Nothing is my opinion. And the results, the proof is in 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, most of which you can see on our website. We're totally transparent. That's why we won't contact you if you go to the website. Why should we need to do that? So again, Focus Phoenix, tell everybody there's nothing on their website to buy. You in your own words, is there anything on there to buy? Nothing. So who else, like Focus Phoenix did, if you'll tell me, are you male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly and safely you can lose it. Again, she safely dropped 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days, no dieting, no starving, natural detox, just real food and a revolutionary new way of eating. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle, no exercise, kept it off 9 years, and it's backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. For some of you, I'm probably scaring you away. This is too good to be true. It's a scam. It's not real. You don't understand. You just don't understand that. When you're published in one medical journal, you've already been examined by the top medical researchers in the world. That's what peer review means. So the journal, like in this case, say the obesity journal, they don't do the analysis on your research. You submit to them and then they send it out to other world-class experts who are paid, medical doctors and scientists, to do what? Disprove what you're claiming. That's why no drug ever gets approved without what? A peer-reviewed human trial study. Not a clinical trial, not on mice and monkeys and rats and in a petri dish. No, on human beings. That's why this is going to change the world. This is going to change everything that every one of you thought about diet, exercise, nutrition. It's out the window. And I'm always shocked that so few people take advantage of this. Can anyone on here name a diet that you think works long-term? Because there's no evidence to support it. No one's arguing you can lose weight initially, but can you keep it off? How in the world are we keeping it off if in 4 years, and I have the study right here somewhere. Oh, here it is, sorry. So I'm reading, and again, I only read to you from the medical studies. I don't make things up. So Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese, and 50% will be pre-diabetic or diabetic in 4 years. That's 86% of you, by the way, that are on this podcast. And yet the real solution is at your fingertips. If you go to the website, you can see it even at the top in red, the little red heart to the right, the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website to go to, and we won't even contact you. The only thing on there is the medical proof. So who else would like to, and we're stuck at 2,100 likes. Come on, let's get some taps on. If you like the content, if you don't like the content, then you're definitely on the wrong podcast. So let me see if I missed any questions up here from anybody. Can we get these odd foods? I answered that. Female. Who else would like to? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly and safely you can lose the weight. Oh, good, we're getting some more taps. Come on, let's get some hearts going. If you like the content, listen, everybody, this is real. This is I mean, you look at someone like, and this is the daughter of a friend of mine, everybody, 60 pounds in 3 months, 60, with no exercise. Look at the change. Sela, I was just about to explain that to you. But Sela, what do you think about that picture? It's the daughter, it's not Photoshop, so don't get that out of your mind. It's not a different girl. It's the daughter of a friend of mine. She really lost 60 pounds in 30 days. Or you could look at, she had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days. And that's the norm. That's the low end of what we're doing. Good, Sela. So Sela, can I ask you a question? And you don't have to, but if you'll tell me how tall you are and how much you currently weigh, I will blow your mind and tell you how rapidly and safely, not only can you lose the weight, but keep it off. If you read closely, she's kept it off for 9 years. I lost, Sela, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. This is a movement, Sela. The new health conversation. We have no products to sell you. You're buying food and a new way of eating that we teach you because you get free coaching. We all got coached for free. How amazing does that sound, Sela? No gimmicks, no tricks, no catches. You know, where's the other shoe going to drop? There's no other shoe. I've got 2 shoes on my feet. That's it. I need them to walk. So, Sela, if you want to do that, I'll blow your mind and tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. Okay, 114 kilos and height 164. Okay, so you're, if I'm right, you're about 5'6", 228. Okay, you would want to be, in our world, you would want to be no more than about 70 kilos. So 30, that's 44. Okay, so get ready for this, Sela. In the first 4 days, you should be down about 3 kilos. I would say easily in the first month, you're going to be down a minimum of 10 kilos. That gets you to 104. Then in another month, on average, you're going to lose at least another 10 kilos, which would get you down to 94 kilos. And we said we wanted you to be about 70. So you're at 94, you got 24 to go. Based on the averages, I would say easily by March, you're going to be very, very close to 70 kilos. Tell me, Sela, how excited would you be about that? And obviously, you're somewhere in the EU because you're giving me kilograms, which is fine. Thank goodness they do ship to the EU. They don't ship everywhere in the world. They ship to the United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, and the EU. That's it. They don't ship anywhere else in the world. I have nothing to do with that because I don't sell you anything. We have no products to sell you. You're buying, Sela, you'll buy 30% of your products from your grocery store, wherever you live, wherever you are, and the other 70% of what you would buy or spend. So take your budget for the month, take 30%, that's all you're going to spend at the grocery store. The other 70% you're going to buy, not from us, we have nothing to sell you, but other researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, and New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food, which is the key to make this work. I just went over that with you. So again, take your total food budget, whatever you spent last month, take about 30, this is what everybody tells me, about 30, because you're going to get portion sizes of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, but no calorie amounts, serving sizes, much smaller than you used to, that are based on the amount of nutrition in that food, not how much food there is. 30% at your grocery store, the other 70% you didn't spend, you buy from these other researchers the foods. We have nothing to do with this. From Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that makes up your total food budget, pretty much what you spent last month. And then you embark on this and you're doing 30 days at a time. You're buying food. There's no products, Celia. No lotions, potions, pills, supplements, nothing like that. It's based on food, and then we coach you for free. As a matter of fact, you even get you get this called the Blueprint for Success, which each one of these yellows here are daily videos from the researchers explaining to you why it's safe, what you're doing, and they have no products to sell. They invented the protocol. They had nothing to do with the food. They put together the food list for you, which is very important. And then they put together what the eating patterns, they call them. It's called protein pacing, and it's a registered trademark by the U.S. Patent Office. No one's ever seen anything like this, and it's totally sustainable. So I lost 20 kilos in 7 weeks 23 years ago, or 40 pounds, and I've kept it off for 23 years. This is, but the main reason to do this, Sela, is to do it for your health. Oh, I've got a new person, trendy, fit, 16, 195.9. Okay. You're very tall, that's great. I would say we'd want you to be no more than 140, that's 50 pounds. Get ready for this. First 4 days, you'll be down 6 to 8 pounds. By Thanksgiving, easily 170. By Christmas, you should be about 150. By mid-January, easily, you'll be 140. Now, what do I base that on? Well, in her case, she only had 30 pounds to lose and lost 21 pounds in a month. But look at this. Now, this is so great because now, I'm not going to promise you this because this is extraordinary, but I'm just going to show you what's possible. So look at this, trendy. Look at this, 35 pounds in 37 days. But again, what I want you to see is look at how your body's going to shrink. not based on dieting, not based on body image, not based on body dysphoria. That is strictly the body detoxing, pulling the poisons out of the fat cells, and she literally shrank. And notice she has no loose skin. And Trendy, here's why. When they did the measurements, all these people who were not allowed to exercise gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise at all. Now, they're not against exercise, but for purposes of the study, they eliminated exercise. Otherwise, you'd be saying, or they would even question, well, was it diet and exercise, or was it this detox that did this? And my weight is over. No, 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 Trendy, don't, no. You mean in terms of you couldn't lose it anymore? If you don't mind sharing with me, you've probably been on diet, you lost weight, gained it all back, you looked for a new diet. The same thing has happened, I'm sure, or you wouldn't even be on this podcast today. So fill me in on this if you don't mind. Do you understand, Trendy? It's not a diet. Do you understand you're going to be eating food and you're going to eat it in a completely different way than you've ever done before? It's a detox. It is not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting, all of you, including the sensors. So the amount of weight you're going to lose is a direct reflection of your body's ability to pull the poisons outside of what's called your visceral fat. That's the fat around your organs. But look at her on day one. Look at the bloating. That's the thing that everybody suffers from. And then look at day 30. That's the detox. The reason that she's shrinking has nothing to do, she couldn't exercise. They didn't let her exercise. So, no, being lazy and wanted to lose the weight. So I'm starting this month, and I pulled up on, oh, great. You pull up on my TikTok. Wonderful, Trendy. Well, here's what you can do if you want. You can go to this website. Hold on. No spaces. The New Health. And on the website, the only thing there is the medical proof, and we will not contact you, Trendy, unless you contact us. By scrolling down, you get a free consultation and a free coach. No gimmicks, no catches, no other shoe. What's the catch? There's no catch. The catch is we all got coached, and so many of the people go on this, have an amazing result, and their cousin asks them, how'd you do it? And they end up helping coach people. So, but everybody gets a coach. Does that make sense? But Trendy, how excited would you be about those numbers that I gave you? Wouldn't that just blow your mind? I mean, walk in on Christmas morning and you're like at 156. I think I would bet, I'm not that smart, but I'll bet you'd be pretty darned excited about that. Yes, it makes sense. Great. And I want to warn you, Trendy, here's the problem. You're going to lose a whole dress size in the first week. And I always warn women, I say, look, when you go on this, the most expensive part is not the food, it's the new wardrobe you're going to have to buy. I'm serious. Can you imagine a whole dress size in a week with no exercise? How much do you think you're going to shrink in a month? And you saw what she did. Look, you don't think she's on day one on the left, and you don't think she needs smaller clothes? Look at that. That's not Photoshop. That's real. It's nothing to do with body image. It's the fact that's what happens when you can detox your body with no exercise. If you exercise, it's going to be better. But exercise in this doesn't cause you to lose weight any faster. It's for cardiovascular. It's for, kind of your overall fitness, but it's not a strategy for weight loss. It's proven. Here's a big study out of UCLA. Diet and exercise ineffectiveness parallels all diets. Like nearly every dieting method, combining diet and exercise proves unsuccessful for sustaining meaningful weight loss. See, there's no question you can lose weight. I don't care. Do the Coca-Cola diet. I'm serious. You can lose weight on the Coca-Cola diet. I'm not making it up. But what kind of weight are you losing? And is it sustainable? Do all of you get this? Do you all get this? We're at 2,100 likes. Come on, everybody. Tap on that screen. This is life-changing information. We're giving you the opportunity to hit the do-over button to change the rest of your lives, if that's what you want to do. That's not my call. That has nothing to do. Getting coached today, especially since it's free. Yes. So Trendy, just to clarify, the only thing you're going to buy is groceries. 30% from your grocery store and 70% from these exotic foods around the world, and the coach is 100% free. Does that make sense? Because Trendy, I've had people say, well, Peter said it was free. I never said you have to eat. What, we're going to coach you to just breathe and drink water? No, we don't do that. So Trendy, I just want to make sure, so there's no misunderstanding when you talk to a coach, that Peter said it was free. The coaching's free. Give me a yes if that's cool. But for the rest of you, aren't you curious about this? Anybody? No? You think, are you not interacting or not? Come on, comment. Let's have an interchange. For your own benefit. If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and what you weigh, like I did for Trendy right now. So, yeah, so Trendy, you understand that you're buying food. Okay, I'm just going to take you what I'm assuming. So, Anna Cole, how can I help you? Yes, I am. So, yes, I'll buy the done. You got it. So, Anna Cole, if you want, if you tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast. Oh, Samantha's coming up, 5'7", 174 woman. Okay, Samantha, 5'7". Again, we'd want you to be at 140, 34 pounds. Samantha, this is almost silly. You're going to be, in the first 4 days, you're going to lose 5 or 6 pounds. By Thanksgiving, you're probably going to be about 154. And Christmas, you'll be 140 or less. I'm not kidding you. That's just normal. Well, look at her. She lost 21 pounds at 38 inches in 30 days. So you don't think you can lose that weight, and you don't even need to lose. You don't even need to lose this 40 pounds. You need to lose 34 pounds. I mean, tell me, give me, Samantha, how much would that excite you? And Samantha, get ready. Here's the thing. All you ladies, please listen to me. Perimenopause, menopause. We have people with no thyroids, hyperthyroidism, goiter, whatever. I mean, it's just not a diet, everybody. No, 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 no. The most expensive part for you, Samantha, and everybody else is the new wardrobe you're going to buy. You're going to lose a whole dress size, Samantha, in the first 7 days with no exercise. How much you think you're going to be down by Christmas? I had a bride on like a few days ago. She's getting married like in May. I said, do not try on a wedding dress, at least for a few months. I'm serious. If you lose a whole dress size in a week with no exercise, what do you think is going to happen if you do exercise? Although it doesn't speed up the weight loss, but it'll help get you even fitter. Just tell me, Samantha, how much would that excite you? Okay, so Lady E, 5'5", 185. Okay, you want to be no more than 130, that's 55 pounds. Lady, you're going to lose, you'll lose 5 or 6 pounds in 4 days. You will be, let's see, Lady, 185. You should be 165 by Thanksgiving. You'd probably be 145 to 150 by Christmas. And to get down to 130, 50, that's 25 pounds easily by, let's say, the first or second week in February. You will be 130, Lady. Give me a comment. How excited would you be about that? And it's not a diet, and there's no exercise involved. You get free coaching. And the only thing you're buying is groceries, food. There's no products. And the coaching is 100% free. And here's the website for you and everybody else. Good, Lady. I'm glad you're excited. And do yourself a favor, all of you, go to the website and keep tapping on there for the hearts. I need the encouragement, right? Health Conver. So I'm typing for all of you the free website, except I need to spell it correctly, which I didn't. Conversation. Okay, I just posted it. You'll see it down there, the new health conversation. So, okay, now, Nicole, I'm a woman. I'm 5'5", I'm 198. I did that for you, Nicole. Again, Nicole, right below your name, do you see it in white, the new health conversation? Do you see that, Nicole? Go there. We will not contact you. So don't get disappointed if you go there and think we're going to call you, because we're not. We want you to have the freedom to look at the medical proof yourself. We're not in the convincing business. We have nothing to sell you. But if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach. Also, I should tell all of you this. If you go there to get a coach, it's going to say 100% money back guarantee. Let me clarify that. The food you're buying, 30% is going to come from your grocery store. When I say 30%, that's all you're going to buy and spend on what you spent last month total. The other 70% comes from other researchers, not your grocery store. You can't buy it in a grocery store, who had gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition. And they, in the first 30 days, if this doesn't work, they'll give you 100% of your money back guarantee. No kidding. No kidding. So what's your risk, everybody? You're buying a month's worth of food. And 70% of it, if it doesn't work, you get a refund. Who does that for you? Did they do that on paleo or keto or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating or Cornish or zone? Of course not. And nothing's 100%. You think I'd be dumb enough to say that? No. It's too good to be true. I get it. That's why you're all holding back and why we only have 2,500 likes so far. And we've had over 400 views, but that doesn't mean they're staying. I understand they're coming and going, and you're looking for something better. Oh, yeah, you've got it. No, you don't. No, anybody, I'll defy you to show me 21 pounds at 38 inches in 30 days, no dieting, no starving, natural detox with regular food, revolutionary way of eating. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise, kept it off for 9 years, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Nobody has this. Can any of you show me anything you're on with one shred of medical evidence? What would it be? What would it be? So again, you can see Nicole and Samantha, they've come on and they've told me either male or female, how tall they are and their current weight. And I'm telling them realistically how rapidly they can lose the weight and keep it off forever. It's not a diet where you lose weight like for, not that that's wrong. I want to lose weight for, I'm going to a wedding, I'm going to an anniversary, I'm going to whatever it is, a Christmas party. No, that's not what this is about. Good, Trendy, super. Will you tell everybody, Trendy, there's nothing on that website to buy? She's already been to the website. Please tell people, because I think somehow they think that I'm lying, maybe, because they don't believe this is real. So they're reluctant to go to the website thinking they're going to get some sales pitch. Am I right, Trendy? There's nothing, everyone, there's nothing to buy. The only thing on the website is the knowledge you could acquire that could change the rest of your life. I got to drink a little water here. So look, everybody, she's telling you nothing there to buy on the website, just like I told you. We don't have to lie to you. We don't have to make up things. Sensors, everything we're sharing with them is in these published medical journals. So it's safe, it's real, there's no substances, there's no products, it's food and a new way of eating. Now that may be outside the box, what you're used to, thinking somehow we're making something up. We're not making anything up. So again, oh, Samantha, I'm sorry, everybody. I failed to tell you about maintenance. Once you get to your goal, like when she got to her goal, here's what she did. Every morning she had what the research called the world's most perfect meals from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Those nutrients were breakfast, lunch from the grocery, dinner from the grocery store, and then every 2 months, do another 48-hour detox. So you only do the 4 meals a day called protein pacing, 5 days a week, and then 2 days of the intermittent of the detox, until you get to your goal. Then you do it every couple months to maintain. Look, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've maintained it for 23 years. So I kind of think we have some proof, and we've helped 500,000 people in 23 years, 500,000. Got it, Samantha? Good job. Main thing, we want to do a good job for you, Samantha. And our coaches are very committed because they got coached and they're there to help you. They know what they're doing. They've experienced. They've gone through everything. And if they can't get an answer, then they'll come up the chain. We have medical doctors and RNs and dietitians and nutritionists, all that are volunteering their time to make sure that you get whatever answer to whatever question you might have. Does that make sense? You bet, Samantha. Thanks for being part of this. Who else? We're at 2,700 likes. Come on, everybody. Let's get some taps. Let's get some hearts going. But for the new people coming on that are seeing this for the first time, what do you think? Do you think it's fake? Do you think we made things up? Do you think it's not real? Do you think it's Photoshop? Do you think it's AI? You can think whatever you want, but it's real. And not only that, but I want to show you some others, not just her. Now I'm going to tell you right now, this is the normal average on this. 21 pounds, 38 inches in 30 days, and she only had 30 pounds to lose. Now that's very important because she only had 30 pounds to lose, and despite that, she lost 21 pounds in a month. Now, if you've got 80 pounds to lose, you're probably going to lose a lot more. But we're going to give you the low end. We're going to tell you, okay, well, you're going to lose 20 pounds. You might lose 40, depending how big you are. But we're not going to tell you that up front. You're going to have enough trouble struggling with the fact, think about it. Can anybody put in the chat for me a diet you've ever been on, and what do they tell you? Lose about 1 pound a week. Am I correct? So for her to lose 21 pounds, or any of you to lose 20 pounds, how long would you give yourself? Put it in the chat for me. I'm just curious. Everyone, this is not a diet. You need to read. Now, also, this is the daughter of a friend of mine, so don't think we photoshopped it. It's not a different woman. You'll think it's a different woman, but look at this, everyone. 60 pounds in 3 months. But look at the change in her body, in her face, her arms, her stomach. That's why you think it's a different. Look at her face. Look at how swollen, how bloated she was from the chemicals that are inside her fat cells that expanded. But the detox pulls the poisons out of the fat cells, and the fat cells shrink. It's not about body dysphoria. It's not about body image. It has nothing to do with that. It's the medical proof that you can get healthier and healthier by being in a position to remove these poisons that we're all storing inside of us that show up as bloating on the outside. And for the people that think they escaped this, that they're really fit, there was a big new term now called normal weight obesity, where even if you're in shape, when they do an MRI on your body or on your brain, kidney, liver, heart, you'll see this white halo of this toxic fat. And in that fat, that's where the poisons are. You don't get a pass because you went to the gym. You don't get a pass because you can do 100 push-ups. It has nothing to do with, there's never been any evidence that a gram of a toxin or poison has ever come out of the body through sweat. So if you live in Florida and you run 100 miles today, you're not going to lose any toxins. Sorry to tell you that. So I can lose 50 pounds for the new. Yes, G, you can. Yep. Well, no, let me back up. Okay. How tall are you? Are you male or female? How tall are you? And what's your current weight? So I don't want to paint myself into a corner and they go, you said I could lose 50 pounds. I need to know how much you weigh currently and how tall you are, because that'll determine what you have to do. Rainbow, we teach you all that for free, but I'll come back and I want to finish this person's question first. But Rainbow Butterfly, if you'll tell me, it seems like you're probably a female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how quickly you can lose it. 188, I'm 5'4". So you want to be 138, that's close, 50 pounds. I would say, G, to be more reasonable, easily, you'll be about 168 or 165 by Thanksgiving. You want to be 138, which is actually, yeah, that's a pretty good weight for you, maybe even a little bit less than that. I'll say this, at a minimum by Christmas, you'll be down between 40 and 45 pounds. You could go past 50, but I'd rather underpromise and overperform. How excited would you be if on Christmas Day, that would mean you'd be about 148? How much would that excite you? I would hope a lot, right? Gee, tell me. And it's not a diet, and you're not counting calories, and there's no exercise involved. Now, you can exercise if you want, but that doesn't speed up the weight loss, by the way. We've proved it. And we've helped 500,000 people in 23 years of doing this. 500,000. You see, for you, G, and now for AJ coming on, you see that the new health conversation. You can see it in blue, or more importantly, our first picture up there, see the little red heart in the left-hand corner, and then to the right, the new health conversation. That's the free medical website where you all can go. You get to see the medical proof. There's no products to buy, and then you get a free coach who'll do a consultation with you free and coach you the whole time. So, gee, isn't that exciting? You won't need to do anything even close to that. You won't have to. You can do it if you want to, but it's overkill. You don't need that much cardio on this, because remember, none of these people exercise. None, zero. So if you want to do that, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you, the coaches will probably tell you could cut that in half and still get a better result than you're getting now. So AJ, I'm 5'5", I'm 186. AJ, are you male or female? Because that does make a difference. So, but G, are you clear where you go? I'll put it below your name again to see the medical proof and get a free coach if that's what you want to do. If you decide to do it, we will not contact you, G. Be very clear. If you go to the website, there's nothing to buy. Rainbow Butterfly. You're going to buy about a month's, whatever you spent last month total on food, 30% you're going to send to the grocery store to get proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, your grocery store, by the way. The other 70% of what you have left money-wise and the amount of food you're going to buy doesn't come from any grocery store anywhere in the world. It comes from these researchers who'd gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food. That's what makes this work. So most people say whatever they spent last month, that's about what they're going to spend, maybe another $25 a week. But again, Rainbow, look at the results. You're trying to tell me any diet, I mean, you already know it. The most you're going to lose is a pound a week if you're lucky. So let me do AJ. So AJ, AJ, I need to know, are you male or female? I don't want to guess. Although, believe it or not, the weight loss for women and for men is similar, but I want to be more accurate. Yeah, Rainbow, good, thank you. So AJ, male or female? Hello, AJ. I'd love to give you an answer, but I'm not going to give you an answer until I know how tall you are, because I can't. I don't want to be guessing. Female. Okay, AJ, thank you very much. Okay, so 5'5", 186. AJ, maximum we'd want you to be is about 125. That's going to be, 125 is going to be, 125 is 40, 50 pounds is 70. Yeah, so you need to lose, 60 pounds would get you down to 126. So let's just use 60 pounds. So AJ, this is going to blow your mind. The first 4 days, you're going to lose between 5 and 6 pounds. Thanksgiving, easily 186. Christmas, you should be between 146 and maybe 148. Let's go with 146. That means you'd have about 11 pounds more. Well, no, what did I say? 146. You're going to have 130, 120. So you got about 20 more pounds to lose. By the end of January, you should be about 125 by January. I'm talking early January, the first or second week. AJ, that's with no exercise. That's with no calorie counting. That's with regular food, 30% from your grocery store and 70% from these exotic foods around the world. You get a free consultation with one of our coaches, and you get free coaching the whole time. But AJ, express to me, even at Christmas, if you're like 146, 126, what am I talking about, AJ? Yeah, I lost my mind. You should be 146 by Thanksgiving. You should be close to 120. You should be close to your goal by Christmas. I'm sorry. You don't have to wait till January. I did the wrong math in my head. I'm doing this all in my head, so no wonder. So AJ, if you're 146, 148 in that range, tell me how excited you would be. And is it the greatest Christmas present you could ever give to yourself? How about giving yourself a present, all of you, for Christmas? How about giving you the gift of what? Health. Because again, AJ, what you have to understand, this is a detox. You're going to be, the reason you're going to shrink, and you'll lose a whole dress size, AJ, in a week with no exercise. The reason you're going to shrink is your body is detoxing, pulling the poisons out of your fat cells. I'm sure if I asked you, you'd complain about bloating. Everybody does. But understand, look at how much she shrank. You could see it. Look at her stomach on day 1 and just 30 days later. AJ, what do you think about that? Tell me, please. That's what inspires me for all of you, to help you all. You have nothing like this. Before this podcast today, what were you going to do? What were you going to do to get, AJ, what diet would you have gone on? And if you had, how long would it take you, AJ? I'm just curious. On a diet, what would you have settled for? If you could lose 20 pounds by when? How long would you give yourself? That's what it comes down to. This is a gift we can all give to ourselves. I lost 40 pounds. AJ, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So it's not some weird deal. Trendy gave me a heart. Thank you. Chili gave me a rose. Thanks, all of you. Lots of new messages. Yeah, 6 months. AJ, good. I'm glad you're excited. And come on, everybody, help me. Oh, my God, Ladybug. Look at this for pre-diabetes. Look at the diabetic. Ladybug, let me preface. 65-year-old man, diabetic on insulin. Watch this. Look at Ladybug. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. In 30 days, you know, as a diabetic, that's unbelievable. But he lost 40 pounds in a month at 65 years of age. No exercise. But look at his stomach on day 1. Look at his stomach on day 30. It's not body dysphoria. That's the detox. His body is shrinking because it's pulling the poisons. No diet touches that. You go on a diet and lose 40 pounds and your stomach's hanging down to your knees. You all know that. That's body dysphoria. That's a disgrace. You've lost the weight, but you lost the wrong kind of weight on all these diets. Well, that's up to you. Gee, you would go to this website, all of you go to the new health conversation. Sorry. See, you know it's live. I sneezed. So it's the new health conversation for everybody. And on that website, censors, there are no products to buy. The only thing there for all of you is the medical proof, the actual medical proof. And if you go there, we will not contact you, call you, nothing, zero. But if you like what you see, you scroll down, you get a free consult and a free coach the whole time. There's no gimmick. There's no, oh, well, it's $50 for coaching. No, it's free. The coaching's free. AJ, you get it. G, you get it. Are all of you starting to get this? How amazing this is, how you could change your lives? I mean, Christmas is coming, or Hanukkah for some of you. Why not give you the greatest gift that there is? Is there a greater gift you could give to yourself than health? You're all storing poisons in your visceral fat. Herbicides, pesticides, and Scotchgard, and Teflon, and flame retardants. As a matter of fact, you all suffer from this medical syndrome. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, of this new medical syndrome called TDOS, the T for the toxic chemicals that your body, to protect you, is storing inside your fat cells, driven by the lack of enough nutrition to allow your own body to detox, causing you to be overweight and S. But it's a registered trademark, U.S. patent office. Every person in the world has it. Peter Greenlaw, who's that? Oh, that's me, by the way. I discovered a medical syndrome that every person in the world has. Maybe you want to listen to me. Maybe you think I know. I've written 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. And my greatest honor, and this is a book you can't buy, it goes to every medical doctor in North America. It just came out called Current Trends in Community Health. Every doctor in North America, they chose me to write the chapter on health and weight loss. A huge honor. You can't buy this in the bookstore. This goes directly to the medical doctors. A huge honor for me. So I'm not just some guy up here babbling, although a lot of people accuse me of that. I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've done 20 shows on public broadcasting. I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America. I did over 1,500 live lectures in hospitals and universities and towns. They even flew me to China. And my greatest honor, I was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, one of the largest autism conferences in the world, 2 years in a row. So don't think I'm just up here blabbing, because I'm not. Everything I'm sharing with you comes only from medical proof, including the fact that diets are just miserable, miserable failures. You don't have to believe me. Let's look at Medicare, a big study they just came out with. Okay, this is on diets now. What they said, because they're trying to bring healthcare costs down by getting people to lose weight, right? Medicare search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers reviewed long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than lost on any diet. Medicare, in summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. Did you hear what they just said? 2/3 you're going to gain more weight than you've lost. You can get mad at me. It doesn't matter, because the science is the science. They proved it. Diets are dead. They're finished. Counting calories, forget it. They don't work. We got, even Harvard Medical School said, let me find it here. Here it is. Stop counting calories. Harvard Medical School. Let me read to you what they said. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out, when it comes to weight loss, is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima, Stanford obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. That's what these researchers did, and they have nothing to do with Harvard. So don't hear me say that. But again, hey, I went on the website and expressed interest. Thought I haven't heard anything. When did you go? When did you fill out the form, EMS Journey 777? Last week? Something's terribly wrong. Do me a favor. I'll give you my personal word, since I'm responsible for the New Health Conversation. Fill it out again. And when I'm done with this, I'll go to the website and make sure you get followed up on today. Okay, something's wrong. Let me ask you a question. Are you outside of the continental United States? Are you in the EU or something? Because if you are and you didn't put in your WhatsApp phone number, there's the answer. So again, EMS, where are you located? Because it's only North America, Canada, Mexico. That's okay, EMS. That's why. We've had all kinds of trouble with people in Australia and New Zealand, although it's available in Australia and New Zealand. So please, fill it out again, put your WhatsApp phone number, and just make a note. I filled it out last week, and I'll get you a coach, although it's really getting late at night for you. So if they don't get a hold of you tonight, your tonight, which it is there right now, then I'll make sure they get a hold of you later this afternoon, our time, which is tomorrow morning, your time, depending if you're near Sydney or Melbourne or where, okay? But that's, okay, EMS. I'm not making excuses. For whatever reason, we're having a terrible time calling if it's just the country code. We need the WhatsApp phone number. So validate for me. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. That's what I'm sorry. Thank you for coming on, though. So go fill it, go to the new, you know where to go, I think, the same website, the new. I apologize, and I'm responsible, so I'm going to take responsibility to make sure you get the New Health Conversation. So please, I spelled it wrong, and go figure. Okay, so the new. Okay, I got it. So anyway, go there, please, and fill it out and put your WhatsApp phone number. I'm assuming you have a WhatsApp phone number. I'm right, EMS Journey. Most people do. It's a free download. It's no big deal to do it. So please fill it out, and I'll make sure that you're contacted, say by your tomorrow morning. I'll make a special note to make that happen, okay? I'm sorry, EMS Journey. That's not what we do. We've helped so many people. And we have a lot of people in Australia and New Zealand, and also the EU, because there's only a few areas in the world where it's available. Well, thank you for being so patient and coming back, but I hope you understand we're We're people of our word. And keep in mind also, all of our coaches are volunteers. So again, but I would almost guarantee if you didn't put your WhatsApp, there's why you're not getting contacted. I'm sure they tried and were unable to do it. Gee, I made out the form no later than tomorrow. There's a possibility today. It just depends how many coaches are actually working on Sunday in the U.S. Sunday, it's here in the U.S. But no later than probably tomorrow. No later. Maybe today, but certainly no later than tomorrow. Okay? So who else would like to ask me a question or make a comment? Now, here's what I'm saying to all of you. The website that I'm giving you all to go to, okay? Hold on just a second here. Let me do it. Is the New Health Conversation. It's the movement. It's called the New Health Conversation. That's the movement because we think we need the New Health Conversation to save all of us or at least improve our quality of life, right? And if you look at her poster, the little red heart at the top to the right, that is the website, the New Health Conversation. For the sensors, there's nothing to buy there. There are no products. There are no substances. This is not a diet. And also to let any of the new people that are on here right now, this protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. I will defy anybody, any of the new people, the old people, the people who've been on this podcast since we started about an hour and 35 minutes ago, to show me anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence. To me, it's astounding. But I understand, because for 21 of the 23 years that I've been doing this, and I've done over 1,500 live lectures in hospitals, universities, towns, I've spoken in front of over 500,000 people. We had no medical evidence until 2 years ago when these medical studies started to come out. As a result, there was no medical doctors, no one in the medical community that would even take a look at this saying, oh my God, it's unhealthy to lose that much weight that fast on a diet. Now we've learned it's completely the opposite. As a matter of fact, do you know what all the new studies say? The faster you can lose weight, as long as you don't lose lean muscle, you've got a 95% chance you're going to keep the weight off for the rest of your life. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. It is not a diet. If you read the headline, she safely dropped 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days. No dieting, no starving, a natural detox. This is a detox. It is not a diet. To use real food and a revolutionary new way of eating, she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass despite no exercise. They wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. So it wasn't like she went to the gym and did crunches and sit-ups. No, not at all. She's kept it off for 9 years, and it's, again, published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Now, if you look at her on day 1, look at the bloating, and then look at day 30. It's not about body dysphoria. It's not about body image. Your body is telling you you're toxic by the fat. But even the people you think you're thin, there's a new term called normal weight obesity. And what that means is your visceral fat, which you still have, is storing chemicals in it. It's not maybe showing up on the outside, but it sure as hell showing up on the inside. Everybody's toxic. Everybody in the entire world. So who else would like to ask a question? Oh, Chalissa Martin, you gave me a rose. Thank you so much. You've been on for a long time. You're a real trooper. Good. We're getting more and more hearts. Come on, let's get some more tapping. Let's get to 4,000, 5,000. I know we can do it. And for the people that are strolling by, taking a look at this, you know, maybe you think it's fake, it's not real. It's real. It's 100% real. It's the only, I defy any of you. Show me any other protocol, keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time restricted eating, that have medical proof. They don't have it. It's just all chatter. Before and afters don't count in the medical world. They don't count. And the reason I can say that is because for 21 of the 23 years that I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years, up until 2 years ago, there were no peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. And so we faced the same criticism. It's unhealthy to lose that much weight. It's a gimmick. It's mostly water weight, which, by the way, they measured. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise allowed. So who else would like to ask me a question? What I've been doing for people also, to let you know, for free, of course, but if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. And I'm going to give you a low estimate. I'm not even going to give you the extraordinary results that we're seeing. No, the journey is easy, and here's why the journey is easy. Because you're not going to be hungry, and you're going to have energy like you've never even seen before. I can tell you this, G, most men and women report within 4 to 5 days, almost all their cravings are gone. And we know based on the medical studies, now keep in mind everybody, They did the most extensive medical research that's ever been done in history on this detox. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving this is removing poisons from the body. That's why her bloating went down and why yours would. But more importantly, they found that hunger went down, 60%. We'll get to that in a moment, okay? Hunger went down 60%. The diabetics on this, their need for insulin, they were able to cut their insulin by 50% in a month. So people that were pre-diabetic, not anymore. But the big one was inflammation for all of you, including you, G. We all suffer from inflammation. It went down 25% in a month. There's no diet that's ever produced anything like this because it just hasn't. And then maintenance is really simple, G. You have the world's, there's two groups of food that you consume. One comes from your grocery store. You get a grocery list, but only 30% of whatever you bought last month. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. No calorie amounts, only serving sizes. The other 70% doesn't come from any grocery store anywhere. It comes from these other researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food. See, the key to life is not how much food's on your plate. It's how much nutrition you can put in your body. Not proven by me, but proven by the researchers who put this together, who are rated. They're rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They had done 100 studies over 40 years, paid to analyze diets. They never found a diet in 40 years where people lost weight and kept it off, and 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. They're the ones that invented this. So G, back to, do I have to cut sugar? Yes, you have to cut sugar, but you're going to cut it because your cravings have gone massively down. You won't be craving sugar because we know that this helps in the detox process. You're going to use sugar as part of the fuel to process your own ability to get the poisons out of your body. Remember, G, the main reason to do this is not to lose weight. It's to detox your body. Hello, Raylene, 62. How tall are you, Raylene? I need to know that in order. Oh, there you go, 6'2", 5'6". Okay. Raylene, you're going to be excited about this. You'll lose at least 5 pounds in 4 days. You should be about 130 max. That's 15. Oh, Thanksgiving, you'll be 130. Raylene, did you hear me? Thanksgiving, 130. That's with no exercise. That's just normal. Well, look at her. Raylene, look at that. She only had 30 pounds to lose, and she lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days. So I'm not overstating what you can lose. You may be under 130, as a matter of fact. I mean, your body's gonna determine what you be. Yes, a detox, not parasites per se. Systemic yeast, which is called candida, which every person who's overweight has candida, which is not it's a yeast that actually eats the nutrients in your food before you do and really contributes to your hunger. But it definitely destroys candida and their eggs. But if you've got a real parasite infestation, you need to do a specific parasite cleanse. See, this is not a cleanse. This is a detox. Totally different. Totally different. A cleanse is like a parasite cleanse or a kidney cleanse or a liver cleanse or a gallbladder cleanse. Those are cleanses. They only deal with that organ or that specific problem, like parasites, which are a problem. But it does nothing. A parasite cleanse does nothing to remove herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardants from your body that we're all storing inside of our fat cells. So to be honest with you, EMS, parasite cleanse is different. Does it make sense? Raylene, how excited would you be about that? And Raylene, here's the free website you can go to. Okay, hold on. It's called I'm going to post it in 1 second for you, Raylene. The new health con, if I could spell it right, it would even be better. So you can see it also above her head there in red, Raylene. See in red the new health conversation. It's having a heck of a time spelling it. Okay, now I got it right. Also just posted it right below your name there. See the new health conversation. Raylene, and you understand it's not just you're going to be down to 130. You're going to be able to keep it off for the rest of your life. Raylene, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. She's kept it off for 9 years. All the people I'm showing you. Let me show you. This is, now again, I want to warn all of you, this is the daughter of a friend of mine. So before you come on and say, oh, they switched women. No, it's the same girl. But look at this, everyone, including you, Raylene. 60 pounds in 3 months. And the thing to look at there, Raylene, is look at how her whole body literally shrank by the detox. This is not about body image, no, body dysfunction, no, nothing to do with that. It's her body showing her that it's detoxing, and that's why she's shrinking. This is the top one I've seen, okay? Or near the tops. She lost, look at that, Raylene, 35 pounds in 37 days. But look at her whole body, Raylene. See, I want all of you to get that, include the sensors. It's not a diet. It's not about body dysphoria or body image. Nothing to do with that. That's medically proving she's getting healthier by shrinking. Why did she shrink? Because her body's pulling the poisons out of her fat cells. Does that make sense, Raylene? The main reason to do this is to detox your body. The weight loss for us is just a throw-in. That's going to happen for everybody anyway. I mean, Raylene, how cool is that? And you understand, Raylene, tell me you do understand where to go, the New Health Conversation. But Raylene, if you go there, we won't contact you. We don't do that. Why? Because we want you to see the medical proof for your own. If you like what you see, Raylene, scroll down, you get a free consultation and a free coach the whole time, no gimmicks, no other shoe, no catch. We all got Coach Raylene. And the New Health Conversation, Raylene, is a movement. There's no products. It's a movement that I started 23 years ago with one person, me. Raylene, since that time, we've helped between 500, we think 700,000 people now in 23 years. Let's go with 500,000. 500,000 people, my goodness. That's like a medium-sized town. When I think about that, I go, wow. Why? Because I had such unbelievable results. My friends started asking me, what the hell are you doing, to be quite honest with you? And I told them, and then they did it, and then they said their friends were, it was crazy how it all has happened. But Raylene, I mean, again, don't do it to lose weight. That's like for us, you're going to be, I mean, just imagine. Thanksgiving. By Thanksgiving, you're going to be like 130. I mean, can you even believe that's possible, Raylene? I mean, give me honestly, because you've been on diets before. If you were going to lose 20 pounds, Raylene, how long would you give yourself? Because I want everybody to hear this, because this is what everybody tells me. So I'm just very curious about people's opinion. And see, the problem with that is that's what you're settling for based on what you know, not because you're not smart, because that's all you've been given to do, whether it's paleo or keto or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating, whatever it is. None of them work long-term, none, zero. 3 months, see? 3 months. So, and also, Raylene, be careful. The first week, you're going to lose a whole dress size. Women lose a whole dress size in a week with no exercise. So by Thanksgiving, you're probably going to need to put some more notches in your belt, or you might be looking at different clothes you're going to have to buy in just a month, not 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, in a month. Is everybody getting this? Does everybody understand? You can still do that, but your coaches, it's very important you get a coach, because whatever you're doing now, you're going to need to do less of, and you're going to get a better result. I know. Do you understand on this, Raylene? They were not allowed to exercise at all. She actually wore a Fitbit to prove she didn't exercise, and yet she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. So if you work out, it's really going to be crazy. But again, it's sustainable, Raylene. I didn't even tell you what maintenance is, Raylene. Raylene, on all of you, maintenance. You have the world's most perfect foods, nutrition for breakfast, a lunch and dinner, not 4 meals at that point, and then every 2 months, do another 48-hour detox. The coaches will go over all that with you, and Raylene and you and everybody else, you'll get this. It's called the Blueprint of Success. This is what they gave to the patients in the studies that she was in. They all got this, and those yellows are daily videos from the researchers who created this, who have no products, they don't have a company, they don't sell anything. Why did they do this? Because they want to make sure. They've spent 40 years of their lives chasing, as they said, the silver bullet for obesity. They've found it, and now they want the rest of the world. What we're telling to do, see, what we're sharing with you, Raylene, is exactly what is published in these medical studies. From the food they ate, to when they ate, to how much they ate, and the whole thing. The whole goal is to get you to your goal and then teach you how to stay there. Otherwise, don't do it. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. And the coaches teach you all that. Raylene, we have kids as young as 2 doing this. We have a lady 91 years old. Listen to me, everybody. We have people with no thyroids. We have people with goiter and hyperthyroidism and Hashimoto's. We have women in perimenopause and in menopause. And we're not curing that. We're not curing, treating, diagnosing, or preventing any medical diseases. All we're doing is, but the people, especially women, their symptoms go down dramatically. So instead of having a night, a hot flash every whatever hours, they maybe go the whole night without one. I understand it's really hard for you to wrap your heads around. It was for me. Because for 21 or 23 years, we had anecdotal, we had before and afters, we had great stories. We didn't have any medical proof until now. And now this is everything that we have done is now validated and published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. How cool is that, everybody? So, and Raylene, there's an interview, Raylene, on their website with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. It's a podcast. It'll blow your mind. He goes through everything, including like the shots. Oh, I should talk about the shots with everybody. We're not against the shots. They're helping people with that are diabetic. They need the shots, or someone morbidly obese. But let's do a comparison, okay? So this study, which you all can look up in your own, or it's on our website. You can see the medical study. The New England Journal of Medicine, once weekly semaglutide in adults that are overweight or obese. It was a 68-week study. A year and 4 months. I'm reading from the study. The weight loss after 68 weeks was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds they lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. And they said, the New England Journal, this is clinically relevant reduction in body weight. So 32 pounds in 68 weeks. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. Given the choice, if you knew about this and you had a choice, and we're not against the shots, if you want to do it, go for it. But do you know every person coming off the shot, they're gaining as much as a half a pound a day? Because at the end of the day, it's just a diet. That's all it is. They're limiting the amount of food going through your digestive tract. You're full longer, you eat less food, but the code word is you're getting less nutrition. And when your brain senses there's not enough nutrition to run all your organs to keep you alive, what does it do? It goes in starvation mode and turns to your muscles for fuel. That's why all these people have all this loose skin. Because they're losing weight on a diet, but they're losing their lean muscle mass. And muscle is what supports our structure. So you take the structure away, that skin falls. We're not doing that here. There's no body dysphoria here at all. And the biggest person I've ever worked with weighed a man 5'10", 587 pounds. And well, I'll tell you, in 20 months, he lost 387 pounds. He went from a 61-inch waist to a 36-inch waist in that time, and he's still a 36-inch waist all these years later and has almost no loose skin at all, despite losing almost 400 pounds. If you can tell me anything that even looks, oh, good, Raylene, wonderful. And Raylene, again, to repeat, I know I'm obnoxious, but I just want people to make sure we're not going to contact you. If you go there, the only way we'll contact you is if you scroll down, and you'll see get a free consultation and a free coach. And it's not a gimmick. The coaching's free. The only thing you're buying, Raylene, 30% of the food from your grocery store and 70% from these exotic foods from around the world. One thing I want to caution you, it'll say on there, 100% money back guarantee. Not the 30% you're buying from your grocery store unless you negotiate with them. But the other 70% from these researchers, if you're unhappy, it doesn't work, in the first 30 days, they'll give you all your money back. They'll even pay return shipping. I don't know of anything else like that on the internet. So it's like, why wouldn't you take a look? Why wouldn't you do it? You're buying a month's worth of food. That's what you're doing. Okay, Raylene, thank you very, very much. So who else? Oh, we're at 3,500 likes. Come on, everybody. Let's get tapping on the screen to get to 4,000. Come on, I know we can get to 4,000. But who else, as you're scrolling along, is stopping and would like to know how in the world did she drop 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days? No dieting, no starving, natural detox, just real food and a revolutionary way of eating. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle despite no exercise at all. She kept it off 9 years and is backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. I have them right here, and you can see them if you go to the website. This is the competition. There's nothing you're doing now that can compete with this, unless you know of something. Show me any medical study that you can see where people are losing or doing anything like this and have any. The key is, do they have any medical proof? Or are they just giving you opinions like this time-restricted eating, where you fast for 16 hours and eat for 8? To give you the medical, here's the medical explanation. This is from Harvard Medical School. Time-restricted eating, such as the popular 16-8 method, where you fast 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, is often touted as superior approach to weight loss and health compared to simple calorie restriction. However, a growing body of scientific evidence from randomized controlled trials and meta-analysis suggests that any benefits from time-restricted eating are due to the calorie deficit it creates rather than the timing issue. So what they're saying, that's a total hoax. It's a gimmick. The fact you don't eat for 16 hours and you eat for 8 has no impact on the overall, when they do the studies, looking at a group of people that did time-restricted eating and a group of people that just lowered calories. It's just, see, they're the hoaxes that are out there. And you're falling for it. And they're selling you recipes, and they're charging you $50 a month to coach you to do what? Make a souffle? Do you see the lunacy of this? Do you see how crazy it is? But many of you are doing it. Many of you, sounds like a good idea. Oh, that's simple. You mean, oh, I'll just eat, I can eat whatever I want in 8 hours? No, you can't. Number one, it's nothing more than it's a glamorized diet that is no more effective than just counting calories. And now you're making yourself miserable. So you're not eating from 8 o'clock one night until noon the next. Do you understand what's happening in the morning? You're completely out of nutrition, and your body does what? It eats your muscles. It's not up for debate. 25 to 40% of what you're losing on time-restricted eating is lean muscle mass. Period. End of the story. All the research shows that. We're here. We're guardians of the truth. And again, to the researchers, the only thing we're sharing with our audiences is the medical truth. And how do I say that? Because it's published in the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, in Nutrients, in the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the top 5 medical journals in the world. And this study on this particular protocol, which is called protein pacing, was on the gut microbiome, your gut, basically your immune system in your gut. They said gut microbiome remodeling metabolic profile improves drastically in response to protein pacing. So the whole study was about gut health, nothing to do with the weight loss that people were losing. So people with acid reflux and Crohn's and leaky gut and colitis and all these conditions got way better in just a month. And in 2 months, a lot of them, like say they were on Prevacet, they didn't need their meds anymore, according to their doctors. And it's published. See, it's not an opinion. I'm not giving you an opinion. So again, for any of the people that are still on here or are curious, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. The key to this is long-term. The key to this is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. It's a detox. And we all need to be detoxing. Why? Because we know you all have this medical syndrome called TDOS. Every person in the world has it. It's a new medical syndrome. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. TDOS stands for toxicity driven by nutrition deficiency, causing you to be overweight and stress. And it's every person in the world. And you're storing poisons inside your fat cells. Who invented it? Oh, Peter Greenlaw. Oh, that's me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that every person in the world has. I'm not just some person up here talking. I've been 23 years a nutritional researcher. I've worked with some of the top medical doctors, oncologists, molecular biologists, geneticists, nutraceutical chemists, and researchers in the entire world. So everything I bring to you is from medical proof. We get no opinions. I wouldn't ever want you to believe me, because I don't have to convince you, because the medical proof is there to show you what's possible. So again, any of the people that are on here, if you want to tell me if you're male or female, how much you currently, or how tall you are and your current weight, I'll show you how much you could weigh, how much you can lose. And actually, most people on this in 4 days, you'll lose about as much weight as you did in 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. It's consistent. That's without any exercise. None of these people I'm showing you here were allowed to exercise. And then you look at someone like a 65-year-old man with diabetes, 40 pounds in a month, that's a month. But look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124 in a month. That's in a month, everybody. Now that's extreme. Most people, this is the norm. You're going to lose about 5 pounds a week minimum. That's the minimum. She only had 30 pounds to lose and lost 21 pounds in in a month. So who else would like to ask me a question? And again, I want to urge all of you, you can go to this website. It's called the New Health Conversation, and it's a free website. The only thing on there is the medical proof for all of you to see. You can see it. Well, hopefully I need to post it. There it is in white, the New Health I spelled it right. The New Health Conversation. It's a movement. There's no products. We have sensors. There's no products on our website. The only thing there is the medical proof. And if you like what you see, because we will not contact you unless you contact us by scrolling down and getting a free consultation, free, and a coach for free. Oh, you came late, Lila. Okay, hello, I came late. Yeah, I'm a female, 245. How tall are you? LaFay, how tall are you? So I'm going to blow your mind at how quickly and safely you can lose the weight. And by the way, you're looking at her, no exercise. She didn't exercise. Um, well, you can see even there, she lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days. No dieting, no starving, natural detox. Okay, you're 5'8", you're 245. Okay, we'd want you to be no more than about 140. That's going to be 105 pounds. Get ready for this in the LaFay. In the first 4 days, you should lose 6 to 8 pounds. Thanksgiving, easily, you're going to be 225. Christmas, I would see you between 200 and 205. Let's go with 205. That means you're from 205 down to 140, 65 more pounds. This will blow your mind, LaFay. Easily by early March, you'll be 140. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. Because again, let's look at someone who had a lot of weight to lose. And the next picture I'm going to show you, LaFay, by the way, is the daughter of a friend of mine. Okay, the daughter of a friend of mine. Look at what she lost, 60 pounds in 3 months. And look at her body, how much it shrank. And that's with no exercise, LaFay. None of these pictures were allowed to exercise. They were Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. So tell me how excited you would be about that if you could lose that kind of weight. Put it in the chat and let me know. And you can see right above her head, do you see it there in the blue, the New Health Conversation? That's the website you can go to. We won't contact you. Only thing we'll do is if you go there, you scroll down and you get a free coach. Or this one right here, you can see it clearly, the little red heart at the top. Do you see that, LaFay? And the New Health Conversation. It's not a diet, it's a detox. But give me a comment. How excited would you be about those numbers? And they're real. We're not, I mean, it's not that unusual. And we got people like this young woman here. Now, this is extreme. I wouldn't promise you this, but she lost 35 pounds in 37 days. 35 pounds in 37 days. And it's not a diet, it's a detox. No, you won't, because you're going to gain lean muscle mass. Just wait. Just trust. Does she look anorexic to you? 35 pounds in 37 days? Does she look anorexic? Your weight is commensurate with how much visceral fat is storing the chemicals inside you. So, LaFay, again, you've never done anything like this. Well, let me ask you a question, LaFay. Do you believe we're living in a toxic world, and do you believe you're toxic? Because the main thing behind this is we are toxic. We're storing herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardants. Where? In our visceral fat. So the reflection of the bloating that most people tell us they have, is your body warning you you're storing chemicals in your fat cells. And all I'm telling you is, in order to detox and get down to a weight, almost what? You're saying you don't believe we're toxic? Or you don't believe you're toxic? Because if you don't, you're on the wrong protocol. I'm being honest with you. Then go count calories, because it's never going to work. Every one of these people, the reason they were they've had such amazing results is because they were detoxing their body. And the reason she shrank is we have the medical proof. This is pulling the poisons out of those visceral fats, and they're shrinking. And at the same time, she gained, listen, LaFay, she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise. And then we look at a 65-year-old man here. Look at him. 40 pounds in a month, but look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124. Look at the bloating in his stomach on day 1 on the left, and then look at day 30. There's nothing like this on the planet, LaFay. And again, you can determine along the way, well, if you're happy with 160, boom. But I'm telling you, the ideal and listen, we've helped 500,000 people over 23 years. We have some of the top medical doctors and nutritionists in the world who gave us these numbers of what they would like to see people to be their absolutely healthiest. It's not about fitting in your skinny jeans. That's going to happen anyway. As a matter of fact, I can tell you right now, LaFay, most women on this lose a whole dress size in 7 days. 7 days. Oh, that was your other question. Okay. No, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I'm very serious. I'm a scientist. I'm a researcher. And I see, unfortunately, LaFay, and I hope you would agree with me, all this nonsense on social media. And LaFay, here's what I'd challenge you, like I have everybody. Can you name one person you're following on social media with one shred of medical evidence? I'm being very serious, LaFay. Tell me. Put it in the chat for me. The coaching is 100% free. You're buying food, LaFay. You 30%, take whatever you spent last month on groceries. 30% you're going to buy from your grocery store. You're going to need a list from the researchers who, that's what he consumed. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts, they give you serving sizes. But only 30% of what you bought and consumed last month, you're going to buy from your grocery store. The other 70% that makes it work, you can't buy at a grocery store. It comes from other researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, where they found these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and very small amounts of food. Why it's a detox, which I'm going to explain to you next. But at first, I had to let you know what would you be eating. But it's only half of it. Because the next thing is, how do you eat it? No, this is true. They got a registered trademark of a new way of eating that they learned, LaFay, from these blue zones. If you're familiar with the blue zones, these people live to be 100 years old. No one's overweight and hardly anybody gets sick. And what those people were doing, different than what we were doing, all their food was based on serving sizes with huge amounts of nutrition, and they detox. That's what this is based on. So let me explain to you how it works. So 30% of your food from the grocery store, right? 70% from these exotic foods around the world. So your total food budget, maybe another $25 a week, maybe. Depends on how much food you're buying currently, all right? 5 days a week, you're going to eat 4 meals a day, LaFay. Did you hear me? 4 meals a day. You're going to start with these exotic foods around the world. That's breakfast, lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and yes, a fourth meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meal. Not 2 meals, not 3 meals, 4 meals, okay? Then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, and here's how it detoxes. You're going to eat 8 times a day. You're going to eat an hour and a half for 2 hours. You're going to get really small amounts of food with huge amounts of nutrition. Now, why is that critical and how do we know it? It detoxes you. Here's why. Because last night when you went to sleep, and me too, and him, as long as we didn't eat too late, once we stop digesting the food from dinner, the body automatically now has resting digestion and turns on the natural detox mechanism every night for you, LaFay, called autophagy, when your body's getting rid of the dead cells. Every night, no question, that's what's happening. You got it? So but it's not powerful enough to pull the poisons out of your fat cells. So the researchers, by having you do the 8 meals a day, small amounts of food, huge amounts of nutrition, you are involving almost no digestion. Now, why is that important? Because digestion takes huge amounts of energy. So if you eat too late at night, you're still digesting food, you're taking energy away, your body won't detox. So they wanted to prove this would work. So here's what they did. The most extensive medical research ever done in history on health, nutrition, and weight loss. Did you hear what I said? And so they proved it was a detox by measuring what? They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved unequivocally this is removing chemicals from the body, and the visceral fat shrank. So much so that in 8 weeks, their visceral fat shrank 33%. See, you don't burn fat cells. If anybody tells you that, run. There's no such thing as burning fat on a diet or burning fat at the gym. It's it's non-starter. It's total nonsense. So now that they had proved it was a detox, what else did they find? People's hunger, LaFay, went down 60% in a month. You can see he's a diabetic. His need for insulin, he was taking 50% less insulin at the end of a month. People that were pre-diabetes, they weren't pre-diabetes anymore. And here's the big one for you and me, LaFay, and him and everybody. It lowered inflammation by 25% in a month. No one's ever seen this. Inflammation is the underlying cause of every disease, whether it's diabetes, heart attacks, cancer, whatever. It came down 25% in a month. No diet's ever touched this, LaFay. And now about maintenance? Simple. Me, her, him. We have the world's most perfect meal every morning for breakfast. No food from the grocery store. Lunch from the grocery store. I'm going to have lunch here in a couple hours. Dinner tonight. And then every couple months, another 48-hour detox. Why am I doing that? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation, LaFay. They're coming at us every single day. Right now, you and me are breathing in the coal-fired fumes from the plants in China from 2 weeks ago. The mercury, the cadmium, and the lithium from 4 weeks ago. Not lithium, what am I talking about? Mercury, I meant mercury. So, LaFay, does this make sense? Do you get it now? Does it make sense? And you understand, acknowledge that if you decide you want to go, you can see it right there in red, the new health conversation. Do you see that? Yes? Oh, maybe I can type it in here for you too. Let's see if that'll work. The new. Okay. So this is the website where you can go. The new health conversation. Okay, let's see if it'll post for you. Okay, there you can see it, the new health conversation. It broke, yeah, you can see it right there, the new health conversation. So, LaFay, if you go there, we will not contact you. The reason for that is the only thing there is the medical proof. We want you to be comfortable. If you go there, we're not trying to sell you or convince you anything. But if you like what you see, LaFay, scroll down. You get a free consultation with one of our live coaches. And then if you decide to do it, they'll coach you the whole time. They have nothing to sell you. You're going to get a grocery list from them, what you'd buy at the grocery store, and how to buy the other 70% of the food from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And then they'll coach you on exactly what to do in order to make this happen. Does that make sense, LaFay? Great, 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 great. So who else would like to ask me a question? I'm going to go about another 10 minutes. Wow, I've already been 2 hours and 10 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. I hardly ever look at the clock. So Trendy, you sent me a heart. Wow, you're all very, very nice. We're at 3,500 likes. Come on, everybody. Let's get to 4,000. We can do it in the next 10 minutes. You just tap on the face of your cell phone. That's all you do. And the likes will go up, hopefully. So I'm glad you joined us today, LaFay, and this could change your life or not. That's up to you, whatever you want to do, because we're not going to contact you if you go there, because we shouldn't have to do that to any of you. We're presenting, it's a free medical website, the New Health Conversation. You all can see it right there above your head in blue, the New Health Conversation, or at the very top next to the little red heart, the New Health Conversation. That's the free medical website for all of you to go. I also put it in the chat over here for all my people on TikTok. So who else would like to ask me a question? Come on, I don't see any hearts coming up. I mean, believe it or not, I'm working really, really hard. I've been doing 2 hours and 11 minutes with no breaks. I had one sip of water. That was it. Good, LaFay. We'll go there and see what you think, okay? That's the best thing you can do for yourself. So who else would like to ask me a question? Or I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's see. Oh, I spelled new wrong. I see that. That's a big problem. I'm sorry, everybody. Let me put it in there again. I forgot the new health conversation. Hold on. You can see it there, the new health conversation. Yeah, or up there in red, it's correct. But again, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and how much you weigh, I'll tell you how rapidly and safely you can lose weight. How rapidly and safely you can lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. So I'll wait to see if anybody wants me to do that for them. And at the very bottom, the new health conversation. The one above, I forgot that. I did the NW. I forgot the E. Sorry, I'm not perfect. So who else would like to ask me a question? Or if you want, if you tell me, are you male or female, how tall you are and how much you currently weigh, and I'll tell you how rapidly and safely you can lose the weight. And she's not the only one. If you look at this picture here, now again, before I show it to you, it's the daughter of a friend of mine. So as much as you think we switch women, we didn't. And she lost, look at her, 60 pounds in 3 months, 60. And yeah, she does look like a different person. You look at her face, it's totally changed because she shrank. And her arms and her legs. I mean, it's wonderful. And then we look at Julie. Look at this, everybody. 35 pounds in 37 days. 35 pounds in 37 days. Has anyone ever seen anything like that before? And then if you look at, this is a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds in a month. But look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. I had somebody challenge me yesterday, say, it's medically impossible to lose that much A1C in a month. They're totally wrong, of course. It is possible to achieve significant A1C reductions in a short time frame in like 30 days through aggressive lifestyle interventions, which this is. They're totally full of it. They come on and make these statements. They don't have any damn medical proof. I shouldn't get so mad about it, but you're being misled as the general public. Do you really believe, any of you, honest to God, that there's any diet out there you're on that works? Because the medical proof says no. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read another big study. Here it is right here. Why you shouldn't count calories. This is not my opinion. They said the truth is calorie counting is a terrible approach for weight loss. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep it off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to counter restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. They went on to say counting calories increases chronic psychological stress and cortisol production, two factors that are known to cause weight gain. Another big study, they said essentially, wait till you hear what they said. They said, so not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risks of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. A review of more than 30 long-term studies show that going on a diet actually causes weight gain. And the more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. That's what you're doing. You can believe whatever you want to believe, follow whatever guru, medical doctor, PhD on here. They got not one of them has a shred of medical evidence that I have ever seen. I'm willing to be wrong, but show me who it would be. This whole thing is just a complete and utter disaster. I mean, I got the right here, John Hopkins Medical School. Study predicts in 4 years, 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese, and 50% will be pre-diabetic or diabetic in 4 years. Well, that's 86% of you, just to let you know. And all these diets you're on, none of them work, none of them work, none of them work. No one can show me that they work. So again, would anybody like to, before I close this out, tell me how tall you are, what your current weight is, and I'll tell you how rapidly and quickly you can lose the weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Who would like to ask me that question? Because I'm only going to go a max about maybe 8 or 10 more minutes, and then I have to go. I've got an appointment, but I will probably be back on around 2 or 3 Eastern Standard Time today. I just don't know based on my schedule. But again, I want to address anybody that still has a lingering question before I finish. Who would it be? I mean, what would your question be? Or if you tell me male, female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. It'll shock you, I know. But this is really average. If you do the math, you lost about 5 pounds a week. All of you have told me before, you'd be happy with a pound a week on any diet. This is not a diet, it's detoxing. It has nothing to do with dieting. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So who would like to ask me a question? Are you shy? Are you nervous? You don't like me? What is this? The science doesn't lie. The science is the science, and you could have a completely different life if you decide, or you can stick to your beliefs about counting calories and diets and diet and exercise and all the things that absolutely do not work, because they don't. There's no way they work. They've never worked. It's like crazy that we, after all these years with all these diets, are now facing in 4 years 86% of Americans being overweight or obese in just 4 years. I mean, does that sound like any of you that this is working? Because it's not. That's all I can tell you, right? I'm still waiting for someone to tell me you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how quickly you can lose weight on this, if anybody wants to do that. Yay, nay? Okay, I'm going to wait about another minute, and then if no one wants me to do an evaluation, then I would wish all of you a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are around the world listening to this podcast. So no takers. No one wants to know. Okay, that's fine. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody for now, and like I said, I'll probably come back on around 2:30 or 3 today, because I'm going to do at least 2 or 3 more podcasts before the day's over, hopefully if my voice holds up. Thank you all very, very much for being here, and I wish you all a great rest of your day, evening, afternoon, wherever you might be on the planet, okay?